And we are live on a snowstorm Wednesday night. Beautiful out. By the way, please, everybody, look at the graphics tonight. Jenny Hoops did some little graphics for us. Ricky, by the way, Ricky's saying, "What's up, everyone?" Hello, Ricky. First comment of the night.
Oh, Rick.
Thanks.
But yeah, look at the graphics. I hope everyone likes it. Getting a little Christmas mood. Mr. Beelan, how are you, my friend? We're gonna be going at it in a couple of minutes, but how are you otherwise?
He goes right to you.
Yeah.
No Petro.
He's the one eating.
Double tonight.
Right.
All right. He's got to fight for two of us. Mr. Sickinger, my friend, how are you?
Excellent. You know, a little hot cocoa here. Snow's piling up outside. Kenny tells me it's raining down where he is, so he's not going to be shoveling today.
No rain here. And you know what? Before we get to our actually, I always go Mr. Kirkpatrick last. So special guest tonight, Bobby Blackjack, the man on I-95 Sports Network. What's up, sir?
How are you guys doing?
We're
Bobby,
doing all
thanks
right.
for joining us tonight, filling in for Petro, who's under the weather tonight. I hope he gets better soon.
Yes. So special. By the way, Bobby Blackjack, the only one on this panel still alive in our K&K Sports Show Fantasy League.
And Mr. Petro.
Oh yeah, Petro. Yes, Petro is Petro is around.
Wow.
And Mr. Kirkpatrick, you, my friend, how are you?
I'm going to change it up real quick. I want to know how you're doing first.
I'm doing very well
You doing well? You're sure you're okay?
so far.
Okay. I'm doing well. I had a little scare earlier in the week. Wasn't feeling too well under the weather myself, but I'm better now.
Okay.
And, before we get things started tonight, Mr. Beelan and I got a little special segment for you.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready, Mr. Beelan?
Yeah. Wait, are we having the other guest on or no?
The other guest is not coming on. They're going to comment.
Oh, okay.
We got a quick little segment. This is Mr. Beelan's segment towards you, Kurt, and
Okay.
my segment towards you. I hope everybody enjoys. This is going to be a vote for your favorite picture.
Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Your favorite
Okay.
picture. Okay. The first one should be coming up first, guys, in a second.
Oh, great. Kenny's doing the technology. We'll be here at 10 o'clock. We'll get the picture.
Let's hope we get this up. Here's the first one.
Okay.
That is Kurt Hasselhoff, David Hasselhoff's brother.
I like it. Looks good.
And that's
And his dog Wiener.
I like the hair on the chest, Beelan, but that's good. I like that one.
I like those pants. I bet you're wearing wigwams too underneath.
Yeah,
those,
I'd probably wear something like that.
and
Okay.
we're gonna be voting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Audience and
And
all of us will be voting for our favorite picture, and we'll figure out what that prize is going to be. Here's the second one.
This is Kurt Musk.
Kurt's second. Kurt's sneaking a cigarette in there behind Hoops' back.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's me. That's me on the radio. That's me debating the quarterbacks at about 9 o'clock tonight.
That's Kurt thinking about Dak.
Okay.
Here's our next one.
You guys are sick.
Let me tell you, Beelan, the NSA is going to be calling you. Somebody's going to. This is
Kurt,
great
you
work.
want to go outside and look some polls? Or what do you want to do?
Kurt's face when they give Drew Lock $40 million next year.
All right, I like it.
We got a couple more.
Oh, no, that's still the best one.
That's the turkey leg cram, Kurt, for those who don't know. And then we got one final one for you guys and ladies and gentlemen out there, and then we'll get our votes in.
Which one? I only had four.
That's all we got. My last one was going to be the baby Dak.
Oh.
But that's our little segment for Kurt.
Okay.
And Jenny Hoops is going to be one of our voters, but I'll go to our special guest tonight, Bobby. Which one of those do you like best, Bob?
I don't know. I mean, that turkey one was classic a few weeks ago during the episode. And being looking up, pointing towards the turkey above him, behind him. But I got to say, this one here, Hasselhoff, it actually fits. The face actually fits perfectly in.
It does. I'm not gonna. I didn't realize if that was me or not, Beelan. Before you did a great job.
Let me tell you.
I tell
He's
you, not
missing
gonna
his
lie,
colon.
guys. No lie, Jim. I thought it was David Hasselhoff at first, and I was and I had to look. I didn't realize it was Kurt.
The first time he sent that, I was like, I was putting the cheaters on, going like this. Brilliant work, John. Brilliant.
Awesome, Beelan.
Looks like Adam Sandler a little bit.
That's
I think Jim's voting for the Hoff, right?
I'm going with yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Hoff. Mr. Beelan.
Man, I'm going with the Hoff. The Hoff is Hoff and the Wiener. We're good.
Hey, Kurt, which one do you like best?
Probably the turkey.
The turkey?
Yeah, the turkey was good.
Jen's
They're
going to
all
be
good.
chiming in with her vote. Jen's going to be chiming in with her vote real soon, and
Okay.
then we'll have the final standings. But it
Hey,
looks
Kenny,
like
at least we figured out who not to piss off on this panel.
Yeah,
Now
oh
you
yeah.
get Feeling pissed
this
off
is
at
what
you. All
you
of a
get,
sudden,
Bobby. By the way, we're going to get into college football in a few minutes. But Bobby, this is what happens when you try to back out of a bet from Mr. Kirkpatrick
Bobby.
Oh, boy.
and Mr. Beelan, because he tried to pull a fast one on both of us.
Bobby, real quick, I'm gonna go. I don't know if you listened to, but my Broncos did not get to 9-7. Okay, so I was supposed to be eating. Oh, by the way, we're getting tons of votes here. I got to get tons of. We got.
Well, are we back to normal?
Gotta write 'em
We're
down.
back to
Hold on, I
normal.
gotta
We're
write
back
'em
to
down.
normal. Jenny Hoops said, I vote for Kurt Hasselhoff. She's also saying this is Beelan's best work. Chris Schul is saying, hello, guys. Ticket Time, our guy Carson saying Kurt Hasselhoff. And Stephen Waldman saying, hello, guys. So
I think Hasselhoff was running away with it. So the prize is that's going to be John's backdrop next week for the whole
okay.
show.
All right. That's
Possibly mine if I can get my green screen.
all right. Hey, perfect.
And maybe we'll get a green screen for everybody, and we'll have Hasselhoff all over the place.
Jim, Coach, I'm sorry. You're getting a comment, Coach Sick, from Mr. Chris Schul saying,
yeah.
hello.
Hi, Chris. How you doing, bub?
So real quick, Bobby. So I lost the bet, fair and square. Listen, my Broncos.
You lost back to me last year.
No, I know, I do. But let me get to this real quick. So I lost this bet. I was supposed to eat Rocky Mountain oysters.
Now, hold on. I don't know what that is exactly. So explain what Rocky Mountain oysters actually are.
I don't really know what they officially are. So
I can't figure it out.
I'll gladly explain what they are, and I'll let Kurt continue the story.
Okay.
All right.
They are the man parts of a bull. The balls of the bull.
Special.
The juicy ones.
So
The
basically,
big cojones.
Apparently, they're a delicacy.
So, Bobby, basically, I was in trouble, okay? I was going to accept defeat, and then 2 weeks ago on Wits and Wagers, when Petro and Jim, when the adults are not in, and the two children, Beelan and Kenny, are running the show, this is what happened. We started getting to talk about Notre Dame and Clemson, the ACC championship. I just made a comment of, Clemson, and we're going to get into the picks, but Clemson, wait until Clemson plays them again. We were talking about Trevor Lawrence. I said Clemson easily is going to roll them. And Mr. Kirkpatrick comes up and says, oh, you want to put a bet? Or they're not going to win. They're not going to win. Notre Dame's going to win. Him and Beelan, whatever. So I said to Kenny, put your money where your mouth is. Put the Rocky Mountain oysters on the line. You got no point spread. You got Notre Dame. I got Clemson, neutral field, Rocky Mountain oysters. If Notre Dame wins, I have to eat Rocky Mountain oysters and whatever else you want to give me. But if Clemson wins, then the Rocky Mountain oysters are gone. Beelan's agging them on. Yeah. Do it, Kenny, do it. So we made the bet. How am I getting out of that? I'm not getting out of it. They ran their mouths.
Real quick, my 5-second response would be, I took it as put the Rocky Mountain oysters on the line, meaning I got to join him for Rocky Mountain oysters. And if they lose, he'll eat 2 things. But now, make a long story short, when Notre Dame does beat Clemson, because they will,
Okay.
Kurt is going to get a real scorpion or a caterpillar to eat on the air with the Rocky Mountain oysters. Something 10 times worse than Rocky Mountain oysters. So
By the way,
Our first comment is from Stephen Waldman saying Clemson rolling over Fighting Irish. LOL.
by the way, I don't know if you guys seen this. It was actually all over TV and everything. They don't even have Clemson making the playoffs. They have USC jumping them.
Well, I say we get right into it, Mr.
Let's
Kirkpatrick.
get into some college football quick hitters, Kurt.
All right, we're going to do quick hitters. So what we're going to do is, Kenny, what's the order we want to go?
Let's go Jim, Bobby, Beelan, you, me.
Okay.
On the first one.
All right, and then
Roll us out.
and then we want to come back. We'll come back, but we're going to do quick. We'll do everyone's going to talk, and
Quick.
I'll moderate.
Rapid
this one.
fire style.
All right, rapid fire. Here we go. Jim, you're going to start off.
Fire away.
After Sunday afternoon, when the polls finally come out, they make their picks. The 4 teams that will be in the college football playoff will be
Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, Texas A&M.
next. Who's next? Kenny Beelan?
We'll go Bobby. We'll go
All right,
Bobby.
Bobby, you're 4.
Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson, Texas. No, Clemson loses. That's 2 losses. They're out.
It should be
Alabama,
out.
Notre Dame, Texas A&M, and USC.
All right, Chris Shule is saying Alabama, Notre Dame, A&M, and Ohio State. Mr. Beelan, the 4 teams will be.
Alabama, Notre Dame, Ohio State. I want to say Iowa State. I think Iowa State beat some big people. I think they had a better year than A&M, just the strength of schedule wise. And Matt Campbell, this is hopefully my next New York Jets coach.
Okay. Stephen Waldman saying Fighting Irish will be there. Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State. I'm with Stephen. Kenny, I'll jump you on this one, but I'm going the boring route. It's going to be Alabama, number 1, Clemson 2, Ohio State 3, Notre Dame 4. Kenny.
I'm going to be different. I'm going top 2 are going to be same as everybody else. Alabama, Notre Dame. Well, no, Jim didn't have Notre Dame in there. Alabama, Notre Dame. Then here's where it gets different. Ohio State is going to get upset by Northwestern, and it's going to backfire in the Big Ten's face for trying to get them into the playoff. So I'm going to throw A&M in there, and then I'm throwing my darlings in there. I've been with them all year. Cincinnati's going to get in.
Okay.
Well, if Northwestern does beat Ohio State, that's really going to shit up the works.
Oh, that's going to cause problems.
Big time.
I think
All joking aside, Northwestern is the type of team that can beat Ohio State.
no, they could.
They play defense.
Yep, it's a great point.
I
What
love
about
your coach.
Florida beating Bama?
Well,
gonna
you know what, Bobby? That's what causes problems if Florida beats Alabama. Because how is the SEC champ not going to be in there? But how do you take Texas A&M over Florida? They beat Florida. What do you do with Florida?
NCAA's holding their breath.
Well, the problem is Florida lost to LSU last week.
I know, but the
So
SEC champ has never not been in that. Never.
But do you think they lost to LSU?
And here's
At
the
home?
argument I got, Kurt. Here's the argument I have with you.
Oh.
SEC champ has never been in there.
Never
But
not
what
been in.
happened
Never
last
not
year?
been in.
But you right away when you turn to the ACC, you can't put Pitt in there with 3 losses, but you're going to put a Florida team in there with 2 losses.
I know Bobby's right though. I think that honestly the committee does not want Florida in. I mean, honestly, they probably want Ohio State in, but if they don't get in, they move to the next team. Florida's the problem because what do you do with them?
Well, I'll be honest, guys. I think I could. I'm joking around. To bold prediction, taking Ohio State in there. I don't think the committee wants 2 SEC teams in there. So I think you may see, like Bobby said, a USC. You may see an Iowa State. You may see a Cincinnati get in there.
How many games has USC played?
5, I think. This is going to be
gonna be
6.
on
You know
Saturday.
what? They should just play Ohio State in the Rose Bowl, which is tradition anyway. Those 2 conferences playing. They both played like 5 or 6 games anyway. Get them out of the way. Play the Rose Bowl, and then put teams that played 9, 10, 11 games in there.
I know that they were talking about it today. By the way, Chris Shule saying throw a shoe at them. No Gators. How Jim? Did you see that last week? The kid.
Yeah, that was.
What's wrong with that? I mean, really, what?
And then when he went on the sideline, everybody was just like, "Dude, that was like stupid."
All right,
know,
I'm going to get to this next one. Jim, you come right back off of this. If Clemson loses a close game Saturday to Notre Dame again, it's their second loss to Notre Dame. Is it possible, will they be in the playoff with 2 losses?
I hope not. If Notre Dame beats them and they have 2 losses both to Notre Dame, I hope they're out.
But okay,
You know what? I mean-
you hope not, but will they be in?
No,
Bobby,
that's my rapid fire answer.
Out.
Beelan,
Come on. They shouldn't be in there now.
Kenny,
They haven't played. They
There's-
haven't played
you know
anybody
what?
all year.
There's no way. There's 5 teams that'll leapfrog them. Iowa State, Oklahoma winner will leapfrog them with 2 losses. A&M's going to leapfrog them into the playoff. Cincinnati will leapfrog them into the playoff if they stay undefeated. There's no way Clemson's in there.
I will say they will not be in if they lose, but I'm also going to say this.
And
And-
USC.
Stephen Waldman saying Ohio State versus Fighting Irish for the national title with a question mark. Chris Shule is saying depends on other games. I'm going to say no, they won't be in with 2 losses, but I'm going to throw this one out to you, and I'm going to start with Bobby on this. If Clemson smokes Notre Dame, smokes them 42-7, Notre Dame shouldn't be in that playoff tournament. Should they?
Of course. They only have 1 loss.
Yeah, but you got blown out.
Head-to-head, one loss each.
But blown out, though. See, Ohio State a couple years ago went to Purdue and got killed, and they got left out. So what do you think about that, Beeling? Because I agree with Bobby. They're one of the top 4 teams. They did enough. But if they get blown out, and I mean 35 points blown out, Beeling, does that change your mind? What happens?
I think it all depends on how the other teams right in that area, like the 5, 6, and 7, all do.
But
Like,
there's
if
a
they-
chance. There's a chance.
Yeah, there could be a definitely chance. I mean, yeah, of course. Notre Dame is like, people don't want to see Notre Dame in there. I know a lot of people do, but I don't think committees want to see him.
Once
Kenny?
again, you know what we always talk about, is it fair? I mean, just real fast, you look at Clemson and Notre Dame each playing 10 games. USC played 5. You know, I mean, USC wasn't even on our radar when we were talking the beginning of the year.
That's why I said, like, beginning of the year, like it's nothing against the team, but like if you're not starting where you are, you should have dropped.
And-
I don't
and-
care.
And Chris Shule is agreeing with you on this. If Notre Dame gets blown out, unfortunately, they are out. Others
Yeah.
need to lose behind them for them to stay in, which is what you said.
Maybe not lose, but like if like who's 5? A&M. If
A-
A&M if A&M has a super really close game or something like that, or
They're playing Tennessee.
They're playing
5-42,
Tennessee.
yeah, like to me, like if Tennessee is going to beat you up for 42 points, like I don't want to see something like that go in. I'd rather see an Iowa State, Cincinnati, Coastal Carolina.
Iowa State's got Oklahoma, which is, you know, that's good. I mean, there's going to be a lot of good games. Like
Oh, it's great
okay,
games Saturday. Great games. Friday
Saturday's
and
going to be a lot of really good games.
Listen, Iowa. This is why I like Iowa State. They beat Oklahoma during the year already. They beat they beat Texas right at home. They beat Oklahoma at home. They just lost to Oklahoma State by 3 by the last minute field goal.
That Louisiana game hurts them, though.
But it was week 1 though, so
yeah.
it doesn't hurt them too much.
Right. It's a good loss because it's early. Kenny, is there a chance Notre Dame gets blown out that they don't make the playoff?
Yes, because it goes to my same yes, but no. I think that Notre Dame's going to make ratings. All joking aside, they're one of the most beloved
Of course.
colleges in football. But that being said, there goes my theory with 2 SEC teams. Are they going to want 2 ACC teams in there this year?
But I think you are going to get 2 ACC teams because, again, I think if Clemson beats Notre Dame by 7, even 10, Clemson's going to get in. They're the champs. I mean, they, like Jim said, now it's 1-1 and I'm the champ. So they have to go ahead of Notre Dame. But I still think Notre Dame did enough to get in unless they get blown out. Now, Steve's asking, Bobby, is it possible the Fighting Irish jump and like Alabama and become the number 1 seed overall?
No.
Well, I say if we beat Clemson by 4 to 3 to 7, maybe.
They got to blow them out, though.
Yes. Hey, Kurt, how about this scenario, real
That's
quick?
still going to be hard because Alabama's been blowing out everybody.
I know. Go ahead, Bobby.
Clemson loses this week. Put them in a bowl game. One of the bigger ones against Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I think Coastal Carolina is going to get one of those. What is that called? New Year's Six
No.
bowls. I would do that.
don't know, guys. Maybe you guys can help me with this. I heard there's 9 teams already that are not going to be playing in bowl games. One of them's Kansas State, because of the COVID situation. 9 teams backed out of bowls already. I'm guessing another one's going to be Washington because they canceled. But apparently there's 9 teams already, so that's something to look into too, on who's going to go to what bowls this year.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I know you're right. I was telling me and Jen were talking the other day, saying players are always opting out, like the star players for the draft. But like you're saying, why is the
Kansas
team going to
State
stick
opted
around
out.
and play in the Hawaii Bowl? Like,
Right.
for what? Chris Schul is
Yeah.
saying, so Beelan, you disagree with Chris Schul? He's saying a close win by Bama and a blowout win by Irish puts Notre Dame number 1 over Alabama.
Because Bama's been blowing out people all year, and it's not even just the crappy teams. They've been blowing out everybody. You can't top Bama. I don't even care if Bama scores 3-0 in the game. No way.
They would have to lose, right? Bama would have to lose.
Honestly, I don't even think Saban even cares.
Well, but you see what I think that does care. See, I think the seedings are very important because, why do you want? That's why Notre Dame. When people say, "Oh, Notre Dame doesn't have to win," you think Notre Dame wants to go play Alabama? They're gonna get killed by Alabama. They gotta get that 2 seed and then play Ohio State or whoever that 3 seed is. You think Notre Dame wants to go and play?
So Kurt, if Notre Dame beats Clemson, are you gonna believe in Notre Dame at all?
Notre Dame's at least number 2.
No, but it's like if they beat Clemson, like you still think that Bama's gonna crush Notre Dame?
Again,
Like you have to.
I would be I would be very, very, very impressed. Would I change my mind on Notre Dame? Yeah, because this game is a must-win from Clemson. It's on a neutral field, and you got the best player in college football back. Plus, you got like 4 defensive players who were out in that first game. So, yes, I would change my mind, and it would be impressive. Personally, I think Clemson's going to roll them. I think they're going to beat them by at least 2 touchdowns. But, I mean, I don't know. That's my opinion. And Chris Schul saying you want to avoid Ohio State in the first round. Seedings do matter.
This kid Ian Book, man, let me tell you, he's composed, man. Like he can sit in that pocket. What's he got? Like 1 interception all year.
Hold it, John. Hold your predictions because we're going to get into that in a second. I want to get into this, Jim. Give me a conference championship game that there will be an upset, outright upset this week.
I'm gonna, the Northwestern Ohio State game. If I had to pick one, I might go there. Just because I love that kid Pat Fitzgerald, the coach. I just love, love him as a player, love him as a coach, love what he does there. I mean, I'd love to see them just go in there and knock off Ohio State.
And to piggyback on him, Northwestern has the strongest strength of schedule in the whole country.
Yeah, why not, right? If you have to pick one, that's
they
my
got
go-to.
a legit shot. Beelan, go ahead. Give me yours. Give me your upset.
I mean, I would definitely agree with Jim and Northwestern, but just to switch it up and be a little bit different, I could see Cincinnati getting beat by Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't played in a long time.
Yeah, but Tulsa's like one of those teams, man. Like they just come out of the woodwork, and they're not like I don't remember the last time I even saw them on TV. Like even on the bottom of the screen. But
the Hurricanes, I think, right? Tulsa Hurricanes.
Yeah, so I mean, and their quarterback's pretty solid too, from what I was seeing on TV.
They're good. They're a good team.
Yeah,
Bobby, what's going to be what conference championship game is going to be? Is there going to be an upset?
I usually work on Saturday, so I don't follow most of the college football since Notre Dame. Has Has Bama played Florida yet?
No.
Mm.
Florida.
Kenny.
That'd be big coming off that disaster.
Obviously, I'm going Notre Dame, but if I had to pick another one, Northwestern.
What do you guys think about that
Really
Oklahoma
shake- really
Iowa
shake
State
the
game?
playoff up.
Man,
You know what, Jim? I'm going to tell you this. I'm always on Iowa State. But the thing is, I don't know, man. Oklahoma's so hot, but you know what? I don't know. I would go with, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to pick an upset, but you guys are going to be like, what the hell game is that? Chris Shule saying Oregon over USC, which I agree with too.
That's a good one.
I'm going to go to the Mountain West. And I watched San Jose State play last Friday night. They're good, man. They're going to beat Boise. They're 6.5 point.
yeah, but that's not really an upset because isn't San Diego State ranked?
Yeah, they're ranked, but they're like a 7-point underdog.
Oh, they are.
They are at home.
Ooh. Look at John. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
But I agree. You know what though? Jim, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to take Iowa State.
Yeah, what do you right? That's one that kind of jumps out to you when you look at it. You know, if they're gonna trip, this is gonna be it right here. So I mean, this is great. Like Saturday, like
Friday night too, Jim. Friday night there's 3 games.
yes.
I
But
wish
Saturday's awesome.
I wish Indiana would have took the game against Ohio State, man. I would have loved to see that rematch.
Yeah, I would have too. All right, so let's get back into this now, Jim. Which championship game is going to be the biggest blowout?
Say it.
I think Alabama is going to take Florida out to the woodshed. I think Florida's still reeling, and Alabama is going to come in and go, "Oh, you guys are back on your heels. Here we go, bam, done." Because you know Saban, he's going to step on the accelerator if he has half a chance.
Yeah, I think I don't even know why Tennessee's even here, but I think A&M's gonna.
No. It's got to be a conference championship game.
Oh, college championship game. Man, if I had to take a guess, I'd probably. I mean, I like the Bama game, but I'm gonna go with the Tulsa game. Then I think just Cincinnati's they're gonna fold. I think. I don't know. I just think they're gonna fold.
All right, Bobby, biggest blowout. Oh, sorry, Beelan.
No, you're good. You're good.
I would say I think Tulsa.
Kenny?
I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to go We Are Marshall. It's going to blow out UAB.
The guy had 6 picks last game, the Marshall kid. I'm going to go with...
They blow out everybody else, though. So you have everybody's entitled to one bad game.
No, I know. Kenny, I'm going to go with, again, my first one would be the MAC with Buffalo. Buffalo's good, man. I think they're going to blow out Ball State. But my second big game is, and I'm serious, I'm not joking. I just think Clemson is in such a, this is where Clemson, it's revenge. Lawrence is back. I think they blow Notre Dame out. I do. I think they beat them by 17 to 21 points. I do. I just think it's going to be a bad matchup on a neutral field for Notre Dame.
You better hope that happens because you're going to lock in my cell phone number Saturday at night.
All right, here we go.
There it is.
There it is, Beelan.
This is one of Kenny's. Here's one of Kenny's. Oregon was put in the Pac-12 championship game, and Chris Shule's just saying Oregon has the power of the swoosh. But Oregon really didn't. Oregon shouldn't be in there. It should be Washington. Washington can't play, so Oregon gets in. Kenny's question tonight was, if Oregon wins the Pac-12 title game that they don't even belong in, should they even take the Pac-12 trophy and take it into the school? Mm-hmm. Jim?
You win it. Take it home. You know what it means to people? I think this year is going to be such a asterisk
year, yeah.
Yeah, like disaster year anyways. You know what? So if you could step up and claim it, hey, why not? Hey, this time next year, we're going to be talking about Jackson State and Coach Prime. The guy's going out and getting everybody in the country to come to Jackson State. Half the people don't even know where the hell it is. But
Jim, how many more years? What do you think, Jim? In 2 years, he's at Florida State?
No.
Prime?
Yeah.
No, I think you know what?
He's going to recruit.
You never know. He's a lunatic. Well, you know what? What's recruit? I mean, he's still got a coach. We still got to see him on the sideline and see what he can do. So, but yeah, I don't know. if you play, you're in the game. I mean, this whole thing is crazy. You know what? So you want to
Right.
win and take the trophy home, take it home.
Beelan, they take the trophy? They're the Pac-12 champs?
Yeah, I would, but this is my thing about the whole conference. Like, I hate the North and the South thing, man. Like,
Me
make
too.
it
I
one
agree.
conference. Colorado should be playing in that game against USC.
Mhm.
And Colorado can beat that
Straight
team.
down.
Yeah, like I don't get the North and South. Like, come on, dude, it's a conference. It's not. It's not. It's not the Revolutionary War. Where it's like, yeah, the Blues and the Reds. Like,
Oh, you're right.
You're right.
That's one situation out there where that would definitely.
college football is so back on their times. It's mind-boggling. The playoffs, the conferences, they're so back on their times. They gotta come. It's 2020, man. It got to be 2021. Get real with stuff.
Yep. Bobby, what do you think? They win. They quote unquote backed into this Pac-12 championship, like Kenny says. They win the game. Are they Pac-12 champs? They take the trophy home and everything like that?
Well, are you recognizing the Dodgers winning the World Series at 60 games?
Not good point. Good
Yeah.
point.
They won it. They got it.
Kenny, your question.
I think so. And now just thought of another question. If USC blows out Oregon, then Bobby's prediction of moving them up into the playoff if Clemson loses or Ohio State loses should become more of a reality. You've beaten Oregon twice now.
He only played six
You know what?
games, and he'd have
Oregon
to
wants
leapfrog a
come
lot
into
of
the
teams. Though.
championship. USC blows you out. And I'm not a USC fan, but if they go and win handily against Oregon, they got to be in consideration for the playoff.
Listen,
If some teams get beat up on that top.
Kenny, do you guys remember the movie One Crazy Summer?
Yeah.
All right. Remember when the guy, he missed the question and he went in and he blew the Cincinnati would go off the wall if that ever happened. Like, Cincinnati's just totally getting disrespected. They're going down every week. Now USC jumps them. Like, I think USC's better than them, but if they jump them, they would go off the wall.
No, Kurt, I agree with what you're saying. What's going to get ratings, Kurt?
No, I know. I know.
Cincinnati. And I want Cincinnati in there more than anybody.
You know what get ratings, Kenny?
Going to have to take a lot of
A
losses
playoff.
to get
A
them in.
playoff, a 16-team or a 12-team playoff format playing down, Kenny, that would get your ratings. This year, come on, with all the craziness that's going on right now. I mean, did you ever think the National League wouldn't, adopt the DH? I mean, things are off the wall right now. Let's do what we should do. You got all these teams mismatched with the amount of games they're playing. Seed them 1-16, play them down, have the bowls for the different games so they get down to the end, and let's go. You know what? And if you're a 16 seed and you're playing Alabama, you know what? You go get your doors blown off. So what? Go and play the game. That's why you're in there for it.
I like
you're not going to complain if you win, David beating Goliath, but if you get your ass kicked, but you know what? If you're in there, you want to dance with the big boys, let's go.
Yep. You know what, though, Jim? I read it last night, and the guy goes, the problem you're going to have is the 17th team saying, I should be in there. I should be in that. I should be before that. You took BYU as 16. I'm better than BYU. Like, no one's ever going to get happy because someone's going to feel like
that's
they're
when I say,
left
well,
out.
then you should.
No one ever is happy.
And you should have been ranked 4 because remember last year there were only 4. So don't give me that.
Right.
5 through 16 should be very happy. If they
Jim,
get that.
Chris Schule saying, and put them in a bubble, Coach Sick. Put them in a bubble and play.
I think, right now, you hear all these college coaches, they're exhausted. You know what? They're exhausted having to go through all this every week. I mean, you don't even know who's playing. Like, Wilson, you look up and Miami versus Georgia Tech is canceled. And you got all these things. People are exhausted. Let's just finish this thing. I think we got more out of it than what we thought we were going to get. You know what? Let's just get a playoff, finish it, cap it, and let's move on and see who. Because we were even talking about college hoops. They're having a hell of a time getting started right now.
Yeah.
College hoops, they can't get their feet out there. They keep slipping and falling. So.
Yep. All right, so let's do this, Kenny. Let's do predictions real quick. All right, we're gonna go around the room.
Let's do one more question. One more question. This is a good one. We'll do this quick.
Okay.
I got one
They
question.
keep slipping and falling. So.
Yep.
Three
All right, so let's do
colleges,
this, Kenny.
3 of the bigger schools already fired their coaches.
All right,
First, Auburn, Gus Malzahn. One more question. Arizona in the Pac-12 fired Sumlin,
Okay.
and Illinois fired Lovie Smith.
Okay.
My question is, and they do this
Guys,
in
hold on. Somebody has the volume on, I think, from the feed.
One more question. Arizona.
I hear. Okay, go ahead, Kenny.
My question is, and this happens every year, guys, and will it happen this year? Will a smaller school, for example, Cincinnati, San Jose State, Boise State, et cetera, lose their coach by the bowl game that they play in? My answer is yes. I believe the Boise, San Jose State coaches, one of those are going to go to a school, and I believe the Cincinnati coach is going to go somewhere too. And I don't think it's right. I think they should wait until the season's over, but they don't. And I just
They
want
never
to know
do.
you guys' thoughts on that. You want to take it, Jim?
Well, every coach wants to ascend to a higher program. That's just the way it is. You know what? And how many times is a guy like, who's at Cincinnati, who's at Coastal Carolina, going to get that chance to grab the brass ring? You know what? So if this is going to be your opportunity and something's offered to you, this is what these guys do. Listen, you know what? Loyalty's out the window. We've all known that. Coach, a kid says, coach comes in, hey, John Beelan, I want you to come play for me for 4 years. John's like, all right, I'll tell you. You go there, all of a sudden I get an offer, I'm out the door. John Beelan's like, wait a minute, I was going to play for this guy. Guy sat in my living room, my mother and father, and told me I was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and now he's gone. So loyalty's out the window. You know what? I mean, this is truly a business from the top down to the bottom. It's a business for the kids to get a 4-year education paid for, and it's a chance for coaches to go and get that next level of money. So whether it happens or not, I can't say whether it's fair or unfair, you know what, because everybody's in it and everybody's getting something out of it.
Kenny, real quick, Chris Schul's saying yes. He's answering yes, and he's saying it's going to go. One of those coaches will go to Auburn. Coach Breslin is saying he just came in from shoveling snow, and yes, the DC from Notre Dame already has a job, but he said he is staying. You have to take it, but I would stay on to try to do both. Hard to do, but it is the right thing to do for the players you are coaching.
Yeah.
Great point.
Great point. And some people have done that. Some people have stayed. Like if you're in a national championship game, I think you will stay. But
I'm saying, don't be surprised if your defensive coordinator Venable gets an offer.
I would love Venerable at Auburn. I would love Venerable.
No, I'm saying, I'm all joking aside. Don't be surprised if you're going to see some coaches.
You know why though he's not going to go, Kenny? You know why he won't go? Because his sons are on the team.
Okay.
I mean, they're saying but they're saying why he gets paid. He gets paid more than some head coaches.
But so Kurt, so that's what I was gonna go into is and it's the same thing with NFL, right? And I was reading a bunch of things with the NFL, for example, is if you're a top 5 defensive coordinator in college football, stick to it, man. Stick to it, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to be a head coach. You're going to take a head coach somewhere else,
and you're going to lose credibility.
You're going to be 5-5 for the next 4 years. And then you're not going to be able to get a job. You're going to be playing defense coordinator for Bergen Catholic, Jersey. Yeah, and it's what's the point? Just be the defensive coordinator. Because I was just seeing this the other day about NFL too. It's the offensive coordinator for the Saints has been with Sean Payton for 10 years. But you know what though? That guy is super loyal and he knows what he's doing. Maybe he doesn't want to be a head coach. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he wants.
There you go, John.
He's not going to do it. The same thing they were saying about Bellamy too, is that they're he's going to be the next head coach for an NFL team. It's but maybe he's one of the best offensive coordinators, and there's nothing wrong about that. Josh McDaniels, the same thing. Nothing wrong about that.
But here's the thing I would say.
That's a great point, John.
Yeah, it is a great point. And Coach Chris Schul's saying Sarkisian gone, asking the offensive coordinator. That's one of the guys we're talking about.
I think he gets a position somewhere.
But here's the thing, John and Jim, and you can comment again. Always from the coaching point, we go to you. But Beelan, you made a good point when you said you're saying Venerables or Tony Elliott, those guys are making the big money. But if you're an offensive coordinator at, Northwestern, you're probably not making big money. Now you can be the head coach at, Louisville, you might triple your salary. That's where it's going to be different. That's where it's hard to turn down.
You're going to triple your salary, and you're not going to know what's coming ahead of you, right? So it's like, again, like I say, if you go 6-4 on the year, what did you do? You just went there because you got paid more? Cool at the end of the day. But you know what's going to happen? You're going to get fired, and you're not going to get another offensive coordinator job anywhere else.
Well, listen to this comment.
Kurt, to answer Chris Schultz's question, I believe Sarkisian's a good prospect for Arizona.
Okay, that's a good role. That's a good spot for him.
And Kurt, and before you go into it, the other thing that aggravates me is the amount of money these guys are guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling. And people are like, oh, why is college so expensive? That's why college is so expensive. You're paying some guy to go 4 and 6 for the year, and you're paying him $21 million to.
We really have to think. Hey, John, that's a great point. We'd have to think back. Like, who's the first college coach, or maybe Bobby, you guys know, Kenny? Who was the first coach that really blew the salary out of the water? Because college coaches were always kind of, like, you think of Paterno, Bear Bryant. Those guys just made, like, but who's the first?
Lou Holtz, maybe? Maybe Lou Holtz?
Did Holtz get a lot at Notre Dame? I'm not even sure. Probably not.
Like, I mean, Saban's making big money now, but.
Was it Spurrier when he went to Florida? Like, I'm not even sure. Like, who's the
Bobby
first guy
Bowden,
to really
Bobby
break
Bowden,
that bubble?
maybe? Could have been Bobby Bowden. Bobby Bowden with Florida.
I think Bowden falls into that
older category where, I agree.
He might have made his money from Nike or endorsements, but right. It's a great question. If anybody out there knows, I know Coach Breslin's always on top of it. Plus, hey, Coach Breslin, I know you're the type of guy when you're going to go out and hit that every 6 inches and go out there and shovel. I'll wait for the 2 feet to pile up. Coach Breslin's that guy. He'll go hammer it every 6 inches. I like that.
But here's the comment of the night. Chris Schultz said Scavala could have left Coach Sickinger, but he was loyal.
No, my man Jay Brew, who coached with me, never wanted to be a head coach. You know what? He came in and my man rode with me for 15 years as my right-hand man, and just, you know what? And Chris too. But, it was funny. Like, some people aspire to be a head coach. They want to do it. Some guys, like we always say, Norv Turner.
Yep.
That guy will be a head coach. He gets fired. He always lands an offensive coordinator job somewhere. You know what? And some of those guys, like Johnny Beelan said, you know what? Being an offensive coordinator is not a bad gig.
No, not at all.
You know what? You're up there in the booth. The only time you're getting abused is when the offense isn't running well, and you're probably getting paid. Unless you have aspirations to being a head coach. Like you said, some of these guys, the hottest ticket, the next great guy. Look at baseball right now. They're not taking baseball guys. They're taking analytic people and putting them in the dugout to get the numbers from upstairs, to read the analytics, to put a lineup out there. All right. So the whole scope and sequence, I feel, has changed. But that's great points everybody's bringing up.
And
some guys are just a DC, some guys are an OC, and that's it.
Couple comments from Coach Breslin I want to get to. He's saying, I don't disagree, but if someone offers you a ton of money, you go. The hardest part is also family. Many of these guys end up getting divorced due to so much movement. Some of the guys who are family-oriented may choose to stay. He's also saying that is why you go. Get a ton of money. Set for life for 5-year job. And then he also said to you, Jim, that is right. I will be out shoveling in another hour.
Yep. I knew he's one of those guys.
Sure.
Good for you.
Sure. I'm looking at these things right now. The highest paid coaches in college football, right?
Saban, right? $9 million.
Yeah, but for this is for buyouts, okay? Like, let's say
buyouts, it's crazy.
Look at this thing. Number 5 is Scott Frost at Nebraska. Wow. Scott Frost, $35 million buyout.
Yeah.
This is a buyout.
Greg Rutgers, right? I'm just going to name teams. Kentucky, who didn't do great this year. California, Justin Wilcox, $25 million. Florida State, $22 million buyouts.
Yep.
I could be a head coach for this team. You could pay me a quarter of that.
But here's the thing.
If you stink, you're going to get paid.
Right, but here's the thing. Right, well, it just happened to Gus Malzahn at Auburn. He got $21 million. But here's the thing.
If these colleges were smart, okay, they should be more business-wise, and they should be like, if you hit marks, you should get bonuses, okay? Every year you should get a bonus. You win a bowl game, you get a $500,000 bonus. You get this, you get this. No one's getting buyouts. You know what this is like? This is like corporate people or CEOs who are the company's tank and they're taking home $50 million cashes at the end of the year because their company's trash.
Yeah, but
This
here's the thing, Beelan, because this is exactly what happened at Auburn. They're saying the Auburn AD did not make this call on Gus Malzahn. It's the boosters that have the money, like Steve Cohen. So they're just turning around saying,
you know who signs that guy? The AD signs that guy. The AD gives him that paper and says, "Here you go." He made it. I don't care what boosters this, whatever.
Jim, I don't know. Do you want to back me up on that one, Jim?
Signed him.
Oof. You know what?
If he got pressured, who cares? He signed him. His name is on that paper.
But his job could be in jeopardy because the boosters getting him to go to that position.
Yeah, it's
You're paying
a
this
slippery
guy-
slope. It sure is.
You're paying this guy $27 million. Now you got to go pay another head coach on top
Yeah,
of it.
but I'm saying is it's the people that are paying it, the boosters. It's like Stevie Cohen's. Like that's like $5 to me and you. How much is it? 20 million? Get him the hell out. Like think about it. They just didn't like Gus Malzahn. The guy beat Saban 4 times. Nobody else has done it. But they said that Auburn wants to be in the college football playoff. If they're not, they want him out. The guys, I like them as a coach, but the boosters do not want him. They said they want somebody better. So
And you know
they
what?
paid
And
it.
Kurt, they're not going to like the next guy either, and they're not going to like the guy after
No.
that. You know what? And that's just the way it is. You know who they like? The guy who wins.
That's it.
You know what? And this guy won. I mean, he beat Bama 4 times.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're a coach who's universally loved, you're doing something wrong. You know what? That's the way you always look at it. You know, and I always tell people, you know what? From the day you're hired, you're counting to the day you're fired.
Yep.
You know what? I mean, very few people are the Krzyzewskis of the world that just go in there and just, you know, the longevity and staying at one school and doing.
This guy's got a 700% winning percentage in college football.
I know, but again, it's
He's gonna get a job somewhere.
Your offensive coordinator?
well. Listen, like Coach Breslin's
He
saying,
might be your next Michigan head coach.
Coach Breslin's saying, boosters pay some of that salary. They run athletics. They do.
Yeah.
They
Good
do.
chips.
Bob
Good chips,
Caputo
that's
say Bob Caputo guys are saying good snowy evening, gents.
Hey, Big Bob from Galloping Hill Golf Course.
And just to get back to baseball one more
My
thing,
man.
Stephen Waldman saying what we were saying before. The GMs are running baseball. The managers are puppets. So very true. But let's get into picks real quick, Kenny, because we're getting fired up for this.
And who gets fired first?
The
This
managers.
is going to be perfect for our NFL talk, which
Never fire the player.
Oh yeah, that'll be fired up. So let's do this real quick, okay? Real quick. We're gonna go with no spreads. We're gonna just do straight winners. All right. We're gonna go Jim, Bobby, Beelan, Kenny.
Let
and
somebody
me.
else go first, Kurt. You keep throwing me under the
All right.
bus.
We'll go
I'll-
Beelan, Bobby, Kenny, Jim. That's how it's on my screen.
College football?
College football. We're just gonna do the conference championship games. No spread. Here we go. Conference
spread.
USA championship. UAB Marshall. Beelan winner.
UAB.
Bobby,
UAB.
Kenny.
Marshall, my best bet on the biggest blowout.
Thundering Herd, baby.
Me too. I'm with you. All
Chad
right.
Pennington.
MAC championship, Beelan. Ball State, Buffalo.
Nah, Buffalo, man.
Bobby.
Buffalo.
Kenny.
Buffalo big.
Jim.
The fact that I haven't seen Ball State even snap a ball this year. Let's go with Buffalo and that kid who got
They
like
got
8
a
zillion
running
yards.
back, man.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm going
Real,
Buffalo.
real quick. Is that kid in the Heisman race at all?
No.
You right?
Nope.
He was like lower, like 8th or 9th on a list or something somewhere. His stats were crazy. I mean, Beelan, he should be the favorite on Beelan because Beelan's all about the
Don't laugh
stats.
at that school, Buffalo.
Yeah,
Who's their
Heisman
biggest
is the best
player in the
player
NFL?
in
Who's their
college
biggest guy in the NFL? Buffalo.
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack, and now they got this running back. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're in.
that coach over there is getting some players.
Oh yeah.
Actually, real quick, the Eagles signed that quarterback they had to be a tight end.
Oh, really?
Buffalo had a real big 6'6" quarterback who
Okay.
came out like last year.
So he's playing tight end now in Philly.
Now he's trying to be a tight end now in the NFL.
Athlete.
That's right.
Yes.
Pac-12 game, Beelan, Oregon, USC.
USA.
Bobby,
USC.
Kenny,
Same USC.
Jim.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm with you. All right, now we go to Saturday. We open up with the Big Ten championship game. Northwestern, Ohio State, Beelan.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kurt. Those are all the Friday night games,
Those are
right
the Friday night championship games. Yep. This starts the Saturday one. Shul's going Oregon, by the way. Go ahead, Beelan.
He's a Nike guy.
I'm going OSU. I'm going Buckeyes.
Bobby.
What's the game?
Northwestern, Ohio State.
Northwestern.
Kenny.
I want things to be shaken up. I want Northwestern.
Yep. Let's go.
You too,
Wow.
Jim?
Yeah. let's
Chris
go.
Shule saying, I want Northwestern, but it's going to be Ohio State. I think it's going to be Ohio State, too. Oklahoma, Iowa State, Beelan.
Nope. Cyclones, baby. Let's go.
Bobby?
Cyclones.
Kenny?
I'm going to go Oklahoma. I just think Lincoln Riley got more experience in those games.
Jim?
I'm
Not
going
taking anything
Oklahoma.
away from Matt Campbell.
Oklahoma in the upset.
Okay, I'm going Oklahoma with you. Louisiana, Coastal Carolina in the Sun Belt Championship. 9-1 Louisiana, 11-0 Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina, man. I'm running with them all year.
The Chanticleers.
By the way, Stephen
buddy
Waldman
Northwestern.
saying Northwestern and Breslin saying not even close, but he also wants Northwestern.
Even though you guys know, if you go back on the beginning of the year, Louisiana Tech was one of my teams.
No, okay, you did say them. I remember that. Bobby,
Sure, you had Iowa State going to the championship. Now you're not going with them in the game?
no. I did
I
have
believe-
them going, though. Louisiana or Coastal Carolina, Bobby?
I believe a Chanticleer is in the pirate family, and I'm a pirate, so let's go Pirates. Chanticleers.
Kenny?
Coastal Carolina for my boy Dylan upstairs, who's an alumni.
Jim?
Yeah.
I'm with
I
you.
think I'm the only one on
Dylan,
the
for you,
panel that had
too.
the T-shirt upstairs.
Dylan, for you, too, buddy. Coastal Carolina. All right, ACC championship game, Beelan. Notre Dame, Clemson.
Come on, bro.
Say it.
Right.
Say it on the air. Say it on the air.
Fighting Irish.
Bobby.
I'll give you my quick synopsis. I've said on a couple shows already this week. Notre Dame got their ass kicked by Alabama. I got my hat over there when they played. Mentateo was the linebacker, right?
Mhm.
They got their ass kicked against Clemson a couple years ago. What did they do in the meantime? They brought in the players they needed to close that gap. And this is the year that Coach Kelly, gets to, see the fruits of his labor of getting his ass kicked, being bullied to now being the bully with the players he needs and wanted to have to win a national championship. First time since '88 when I graduated high school.
Okay.
Spirited.
Fire
Spirited.
it up,
Anthony.
baby. That's an Irish fan. That's what I like.
Woo!
Chris Shule saying Teo had his girlfriend at that game.
That was like the first big controversy.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That
Kenny,
was
what do
good.
you got? Kenny, where you going? Go official. I mean, go ahead. Say it.
Official, and I think I might have the food for Kurt to eat. I think there's something in Ireland. I think it's an Irish delicacy. It's called haggis, or is that it's
Scottish.
Irish, but he's getting haggis. And that's something that you're going to love. Let me just tell you. You would wish you
Oh.
had the Rocky Mountain oysters 10 times. You're going to get both.
Kenny.
No, I'm sticking with the bug. He's going to eat a bug on it.
No, Kenny. I got you covered because as what people don't know, the town I teach in, the town I grew up in, Kearney, is all Scottish. There's one Scottish meat market left. You know what black pudding is? You know
No,
what haggis
no.
is? They have it at that store. I could go and get it and have it at Kurt's house in a half an hour on a regular day.
All right.
I dare any of you to try to find that stuff.
By the
Kearney-
way, Gordy just said haggis. Yum.
Oh, Gordo, I'll get him some
Yeah,
blood
it's
pudding and put him out of his misery.
Make
It's
your
official.
prediction.
That and
Make
Rocky
your
Mountain oysters together.
Okay, so let's
Haggis and
officially
mash.
let's be. I want to hear silence because Kenny, make your official prediction. Say it on the air.
Notre Dame wins by a touchdown.
Jim.
What is haggis?
Don't mess with
Yeah,
the
let me know when you find out.
The life motto: we don't mess with the Irish. Let's go.
I am going easy. 14-17. Actually, probably 17 to 21 point victory for the Clemson Tigers, and I get away from that stupid Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, but you're going to have haggis.
You know what? Be right back, Kurt.
All right. Quick game. Here we go. Quick. Beelan. Mountain West. San Jose State, Boise State.
San Jose.
Bobby.
Hold on, Beelan, what's haggis? I know you looked at it.
It looks like a potato filled with like some nasty stuff. I don't know. I can't even explain it to you. It's just like it looks like
It's like all like organ meat, like
it looks like
chopped
meat.
liver and stuff like that, all rolled up.
Bobby, see, you know why I'm going to be honest. You know why I'm so confident? I'm going to be honest. You know why I'm so confident? What do they always say? What do they always say? Who's never wrong? Who's never wrong? Who do they say?
Jesus.
No. Well, yeah, but I'm saying, come on, Beelan. Who's never wrong? Blank is never wrong. I don't know if you can see what I'm looking at. Can you see?
No,
It's FanDuel. Vegas is never wrong, right?
Vegas.
Why would a team that beat somebody already?
Except Monday night with the Ravens game.
Right, but why should somebody see why Chris Shule saying our wives? Why should somebody who beat them already, why are they a 10.5-point underdog? That's so easy. Go and take the Irish in 10.5. They're begging you to. They're begging you to take that 10.5.
Not very Irish there.
But
You know what?
right, Jim?
My mother always said you got to dress for the occasion.
Hey, oh, there it is.
I
There
already
it
won
is.
There's the goat.
before Saturday, Bobby, you'll agree, Jim and Beelan, I already won because
No.
I'm pretty sure I got the whole audience rooting for Notre Dame. We got Jim with his Joe Montana jersey, Bobby with his Notre Dame memorabilia in his room, and me and Beelan, we've been on Notre Dame all year. So you're up against us all. So you're in trouble, my friend.
JB, you don't see this every day, do you?
But now, you want to hear dedication, guys? This is real quick. This is dedication. On TV number 1 on Saturday, the big main TV, that will still be Bills at Broncos. But the other big TV will be Notre Dame Clemson. Just an FYI. That's the
I hope nobody
loyalty.
You know what's funny,
Joey
guys?
Harrington.
You're going to get to see them both lose at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Both of those orange, baby.
So, Jim, my
Orange.
point was, Jim, I said to these guys, and nobody had the answer. I said, what do people say when they say, who is never wrong? Blank is never wrong. And I wanted them to say Vegas. So Chris Shule answered and said, our wives, meaning our wives are never wrong. That was a great comment. And Coach Breslin said, I agree. But Jim, why if Notre Dame beat Clemson already, why is Vegas saying Clemson's a 10.5-point favorite? Doesn't that say they're begging you to take Notre Dame, right? They're begging you.
Well, you know what? John is our resident who could speak to this more than I can. But without those guys playing the first time, they're always going to hold that up, against them. They just got to kind of even it out a little bit, I suppose. Listen,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
nothing. I'm going to throw the silver helmet on.
I think we got 2 more games, Kurt.
Yeah, 2 more guys. A couple of comments. Bob Caputo saying haggis is a savory pudding containing sheep's pluck minced with onion, oatmeal, soot, spices, and salt, mixed with stock and cooked with traditional, I don't even know, animal stomach. I don't know what that is. I can't even think about that.
There it is, Beelan. That and Bull's balls. How about that for a meal?
Coach Breslin's also saying, I am with you, Kurt. Clemson payback. And Stephen Waldman, he's going to get us starting fired up. Trevor Lawrence to ask for a trade after the Jets draft him. Smiling. But let's 2 more games real quick. SEC Championship, Beelan, Florida, Alabama.
Alabama by a blowout.
Bobby.
Rooting for Florida, but it'll be Bama.
Kenny.
Bama big.
Jim.
I have the same sentiments as Bobby. I'd really like to see Florida win, to knock Saban off, but it's not going to happen.
And the last one, Tulsa against Beelan's Darlings, the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Tulsa.
Beelan. Bobby.
Tulsa.
Kenny.
Nah, I'm going Cincinnati all the way, baby.
Jim.
I'm going to go for Cincinnati because Travis Kelce used to play for Cincinnati, and if they win on Saturday, maybe he'll play a big game on Sunday because he'll be pumped up against New Orleans. So I have ulterior motives. That's where I'm going.
Okay, Chris Schul's saying Bama by 20, and he's going Cincinnati. And last one, Kenny, real last one, we're going to
Who
change
you
it.
going with, Kurt, in that game?
Oh, I'm going to go Cincinnati. I think because they're home.
Okay.
And real quick, Beelan, Heisman Trophy winner, because it's done after this weekend. Heisman Trophy winner.
Mac Jones.
Bobby.
Trask.
Kenny.
Bobby's boy can be a dark horse here if they beat Clemson and Bama somehow gets, if Jones doesn't put up good numbers in their championship. Let's take a long shot here. Let's go Ian Book.
Jim.
By the way, Ian Book, whoever his next game he wins, hopefully, this Saturday, he'll be the top Notre Dame quarterback wins wise.
He's not going to win another one. And he's not going to win another game.
We'll see.
Coach Breslin saying Mac Jones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Once again, Coach Breslin and I think alike. You know, it's Mac Jones's to lose, right? As long as Bama keeps going.
Mac Jones is the guy, but a dark horse would be for me. Ian
Okay,
Book.
now can I make my point? Because here's my dark horse.
Ooh.
Trevor Lawrence disrespected. Best player in college football, best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck, might be the best one since Peyton Manning. He's going to come out. They're not talk. He was the favorite all year. They're not going to talk about him. Now. Listen, Mac Jones is the favorite just by stats and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you, if he lights this Notre Dame defense up, and I mean for 40 points, 48 points, 4 or 5 touchdowns, he's going to be your Heisman Trophy winner.
Now, real quick.
You want a dark horse?
I got one for Kurt. Ian Book already did destroy Clemson's defense one time already. He does it again a second time. Why is he not in consideration?
He should be.
Yeah.
If he does that.
Hey, you want a dark horse? Devonta Smith.
Oh, yes. Yep. I think, you know what, John? I think he's going to be one of the 3 people that go to New York. He won't win it, but he's going to be one of those 3. I think he is. But
he dropped after that loss.
see,
to
Kenny, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, if Bobby's right and Florida upsets, he's saying he wants Florida, but see now, I think Trask got hurt. Trask was the favorite. Him and Jones, but if he upsets Alabama now, Jim, that's like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, lights him up. Now, that could get him back into the race. You know what I mean? It's
All depends on how they could win and he could have a pedestrian game.
right. But if
You
he's
gotta look at
6
what they do.
touchdowns.
Yeah. So I think it all depends on what they do and how they perform.
Coach
Once again-
Breslin agrees with you, Beelan, saying Devontae Smith. Yes, I was just saying that as well. All right, Mr. Kirkpatrick, you are up because we're out of college. That was good. That was good college
All right,
talk.
so we got a good topic in the NFL, guys. Kurt came up with this. He wants us to rank the he wants us to rank 16 quarterbacks that are in the
Kenny, can I
playoff.
just explain real quick? I want to explain.
Yeah, you explain
I
it.
just want to explain how you're ranking it, and nobody's confused on this.
Yeah, go for it, please.
Okay, this is where you're the general manager. Your job is on the line. We're not going by money. We're not going by stats, and we're not going by with what team. So we're not saying Patrick Mahomes with the Chiefs. We're just saying you're starting. It's not like Patrick Mahomes with the Jets. No, we're just going you're taking this quarterback. If they say to you from 16 to 1, you're going to rank them from least that you don't want to 1 that you're going to put your career on the line with. Okay? No stats, none of that. Just you have to win the Super Bowl this year. What quarterback, how are you ranking those guys with these names that Kenny's going to give us? Go ahead, Mr. Kirkpatrick.
All right. And then I got a bonus after we're done, but we'll get to that one at the end.
More pictures of Kurt?
Nope. We got a bonus quarterback at the end.
Okay.
You want me to give you the quarterbacks?
Yeah, let's go. Let's give an overview for the
Just the quarterbacks
audience.
that are in the playoffs. So in the NFC East, you got Alex Smith and Daniel Jones. We got both of them because we don't know who's got the division yet. That one's up for grabs. In the North, we're just going to go with Aaron Rodgers. In the South, we're going to go with Brady and Breeze. We're going to assume Breeze is back. We're not going to go Taysom Hill. We're going to go Breeze. And in the NFC West, we're going to go 3. We're going to go Russell Wilson, Goff, and Kyler Murray. In the AFC East, we're going to go with Josh Allen and Tua. In the Central, we're going to go with 3 teams. We're going to go with Ben. We're going to go with Baker. And we're going to go with Lamar Jackson because we don't know if they're going to be in the playoffs or not yet. So we're going with Lamar. In the South, we're going to go with 2. We're going with Tannehill. And we're going with Rivers. And in the West, we're going with Mahomes.
Okay. And we're gonna start them backwards, right, Kenny?
All right, can you repeat that?
We're gonna start going backwards, right, Kenny?
I'll do mine real quick.
All right, but we're gonna start with the least guy that we want.
Yeah. And then when I'm done with my 16, if somebody else wants to go, or if they have any questions on why I put that person there, I'll answer that question. Short, maybe 30 seconds to a minute response on why I put them there.
By the way, before you go, Chris Shule is saying in the NFC he's gonna pick Brady. AFC he would go Mahomes. So we're gonna combine them. We're combining them for our thing, right, Kenny?
Yeah.
Okay.
16, Daniel Jones. Right at the bottom. 15, Phillip Rivers. 14, Tua. 13, Baker Mayfield. 12, Alex Smith. 11, Jared Goff. 10, Lamar Jackson. 9, Kyler Murray. 8, Tannehill. 7, Josh Allen. 6, Drew Brees. 5, Roethlisberger. 4, Brady. 3, Wilson. 2, Rodgers. 1, Mahomes. Anybody got any questions?
That's
No
just-
Matt Ryan?
Right.
Oh, he's
in the
not.
playoffs.
Matt
Yeah.
Ryan's not on it.
Yeah.
That's just for this season, right? For this
That's
year.
just for this year.
Playoffs.
Right now. Your career is on the line as a GM. Who was shocking in your opinion? Anybody that you shocked that who? So Kenny, I'm sorry, you went Mahomes, Rodgers. Who was 3?
Wilson, Brady 4, Ben, Breeze, Allen, Tannehill. Lamar, I put 10.
Okay. Who's up next? Kenny, you pick who wants. You go. You decide.
You go next, Kurt, because it looks like the guys are right.
All right, my list. Number 16 is Daniel Jones. By the way, Steve Waldman is saying Aaron Rodgers would be his number 1. Daniel Jones 16, Tua 15, Lamar Jackson 14, Phillip Rivers 13, Kyler Murray 12, Goff 11, Baker Mayfield 10th, Alex Smith 9th, Josh Allen 7th, Ryan Tannehill 6th. Now let me just reference this. I would personally not want any of those guys that I just said on that list. None of them. I have no confidence in any of those guys. But just for ranking purposes, these are the guys that I want. These are the money guys right here. Number 6, Breeze. Number 5, Brady. Number 4, Wilson. Number 3, Big Ben. Number 2, Aaron Rodgers. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes.
I got one question for you. Why Kyler Murray ranked over Lamar Jackson?
Better passer. Both of them, again, the gimmick quarterbacks, the runners, but Kyler Murray is a better passer than Lamar Jackson. That's why I would do that.
Anybody else? John, you got any arguments for him?
No, because I don't care about Kurtz. Sorry, Bob. Love you.
Oh, and by the way, guys, the bonus quarterback.
Oh, wait,
Am
don't
I-
say that yet. Don't say let's. All right, you want to say it now?
Yeah, but we're not going to say where we're ranking
Okay.
him. The bonus quarterback is going to be if Trevor Lawrence was in this year's playoffs, where would you rank him?
Okay.
Water boy.
By the way,
All right, I'm
Mark.
gonna-
Oh, real quick, Jim. Mark is saying hello, men. He said it's going to be a long night tonight. Snow plowing for the town, so he will be working tonight.
Good luck, Mark.
And
That's
Bob
it.
Caputo saying Breeze and Mahomes would be his.
I'm just going to go 10. I don't care about 11 through 16. My 10, Baker Mayfield. Number 9, Kyler Murray. Number 8, Tom Brady. Number 7, Roethlisberger. 6, Deshaun Watson. 5, Josh Allen. 4, Lamar Jackson. Number 3, Russell Wilson. Number 2, the guy up in Green Bay. And we all know who number 1 is.
All right, well, we're going to cross Deshaun Watson out of there because he's not in the playoffs, but that's okay.
I still like him anyway, so.
All right, I'm ready.
That's all right. But you got Lamar ranked pretty high there. You believe in him?
I do. You know what? I don't think he's the best thrower of the football, but I tell you what, he's damn electric when he's out there. So, you know what? If it's 3rd and 7 and he drops back to pass, it's scary as hell because if he gets out of that pocket, he's getting the first down.
My argument only would be, Jim, that if I was putting my Super Bowl on the line, I would rather have Brady over Lamar Jackson. That would be my friendly disagreement. That's just my opinion.
And you know what, Kenny, you and I can friendly disagree. We don't get into the vitriol that Kurt does with people on.
You notice if that was Beelan talking, he'd be screaming at Beelan if those were Beelan's rankings.
No. You know what? I think Petro.
Saying a word.
I think Petro. He kind of gets Beelan sparked up, and then John gets all.
Well, Kurt, yeah, but all joke
He
aside,
goes after Kurt.
If those were Beelan's rankings, Kurt would be screaming at Beelan.
No.
Jim's rankings.
Are you
civilized.
ready for mine?
Here we go.
All right. Daniel Jones, 16. Alex Smith, 15. Phillip Rivers, 14. Jared Goff, 13. Tua, 12. Tannehill, 11. Baker, 10. Big Ben, number 9. Kyler Murray, number 8. Tom Brady, number 7. Josh Allen, number 6. Lamar, number 5. Breeze, 4. Rodgers, 3. Mahomes, 2. Wilson, 1.
All
Yeah,
right.
Kurt, you know you got something.
No,
for him.
I just got one question. I know Mr. Beelan on the air, Mr. Beelan and Mr. Petro have been on the air a couple times, and have said that the Jared Goff, and I think actually Beelan more than Petro, Jared Goff, that deal of $33.5 million a year for him is worth it, making him the 5th, tied for the 5th best quarterback, most paid quarterback in the NFL. Correct, Mr. Beelan?
I guess so.
Okay. So how can you have him 12th or 11th on your list if you're going to pick 10 more guys ahead of him, but you want to pay him higher than all those guys? I don't understand. That then to me reeks of a bad deal that you made because you're paying somebody that you don't have the confidence in. And it's kind of what we spoke about the whole time.
No, because 2 years ago, if Jared Goff would have won that championship over Tom Brady, your tune would be completely different. Your tune would be completely different if the Rams won that championship against Brady.
But yours isn't different. You're not you're picking.
Me personally, I just don't like Jared Goff. So as a GM, I'm just not gonna do it.
So now you wouldn't make that deal, is what I'm saying. You wouldn't pay him the $33 million a year.
No, I would pay him for his team that he's on now and what he's doing and the roster that he has. But I'm just saying, if I had a team and I had to build it and it's my job.
Right. So you're not paying him $33 million to start the team.
$33 million. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then, because I wouldn't pay him either. By the way, Breslin's saying, "Come on, man, Alex Smith 15th."
Yeah, I love Alex Smith, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's still Alex Smith, and he's only going to get you so far. And nothing against the guy; it's just who he is.
But now here's something I disagree with Jim and Beelan, Kenny, because see, Coach Breslin's saying, "Come on, man, 15th." I would go to war with Alex Smith before I did with Lamar Jackson.
You're crazy. And guys, let me do this on the air while everyone's here. 2 nights ago, Mr. Kurt over here said that Lamar Jackson is one of the worst pocket passers in NFL. Okay.
Yes.
Last year, 2019, had the most yards and most TDs in the pocket last year.
Right. Okay. But let me ask you something. Is he a pocket quarterback?
No.
Okay.
But
So hold on.
Hold on. But that proves my point even more because he's not a pocket passer.
I want to
And-
hear Coach Breslin, because Coach Breslin is a defensive coordinator, and I want to hear him comment on this. Okay.
Hold on. Let's get into the Lamar Jackson debate in a second.
Okay.
Got Bobby's top 16, and then we'll do the debate.
Okay. Go ahead, Bobby.
Good job, Kenny. Way to reel him in, Kenny. Nice job.
All right, 16 Daniel Jones, 15 Mayfield, 14 Tua, 13 Rivers, 12 Alex Smith, 11 Kyler Murray, 10 Jared Goff, 9 Lamar Jackson, 8 Breeze, 7 Ryan Tannehill, 6 Rodgers. I think he's done, or I think his big game's behind him. 5 Brady, 4 Josh Allen, 3 Big Ben, 2 the best quarterback in football, Russell Wilson, and my fantasy quarterback, Mahomes, number 1.
Now you're very high on Josh Allen, Bobby.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think Stephon Diggs is the number 1. Will turn out to be the number 1 most important offseason trade,
Yep.
production wise.
It was good for the kid.
Yeah, I heard. Now, Jim, now. Let me ask you this, Jim, and we'll get back to Kenny's thing. But I heard somebody say that the Buffalo Bills are the biggest threat to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC, more than Pittsburgh. Do you agree or disagree to that?
As of now, probably. Buffalo's the kid's starting to figure it out. Like everybody, he's got the big arm, the big arm, the big arm. He's starting to figure out that Cole Beasley could be your best friend. You know what? Just like Brady with Welker. You know what? Sometimes it takes them longer. And this goes back to like everybody's talking about. Like, no, I don't even want to go there. But you know what? Like, this kid's figuring out year whatever. What's year 3, year 2? What is Allen?
3.
Year 3. Just about when NFL quarterbacks figure it out. They gave him enough weapons, good enough offensive line. It doesn't have to be, big. Who the hell cares if you can throw the ball 80 yards down the field? Because let me ask you a question. How many times do you throw the ball 80 yards down the field?
Exactly. You don't.
You know what? You don't. You know what? I mean, it looks good pregame, and it looks good, if they're doing, a NFL quarterback challenge. But outside of that, but you need a good offensive coordinator to get in your ear and tell you what to do. So, once again, Buffalo, big challenge.
Jim, Stephen Waldman's coming at your boy a little, saying, let Patrick Mahomes take a subpar team to the Super Bowl, then we can talk about him being number 1.
You know what? Okay.
And Chris Shule's saying, chicks dig the long ball.
All right, so let's do a quick debate, 5 minutes. And if it goes over 5 minutes, get muted, Kurt.
Okay.
What's up?
Because I'm with you, Kurt. I'm with you to an extent on Lamar Jackson. I live down here in the Maryland area. I see a lot of the Ravens games. Lamar Jackson, and I'll start it off, and then I'll go to Beelin, and then Kurt. Anybody else wants to go, we can each have our turn. I think Lamar Jackson would I take him over a lot of the quarterbacks on this list? Half of them. But the other half, I'm not. I see him look like the greatest quarterback on earth on plays. And then other plays, I see him look like complete crap. He looked awesome against the Browns defense. It's the Browns defense, but he still looked awesome. But he also, I watched a drive, I believe it was in the first half, overthrow 2 wide open guys on deep balls. Okay, he hit Hollywood Brown in the 4th. It was an open. I'm not taking anything away from the guy athletic-wise. He looks awesome on plays. I don't know if I'm taking him in a big game. That's my argument with him. That's why he's in the middle of the pack on this list for me. I had him as 9 on my list. Beelin, I know you had him high ranked. I'd like to hear your argument.
We're 5. Listen, I said this to you guys in the text message. The dude had cramps, came out like Paul Pierce in the playoff game, scrambled out threw the ball deep, touchdown, and then goes back to the sideline and go and get massaged back up in his for his cramps. Okay, that right there, I'm sorry, one of the best plays in NFL in a regular season game. It has to be. I mean, come on, the kid's special. He scrambles around, makes plays. Pat Mahomes does the same exact thing. How many plays where he scrambles around, gets around, ducks under people and stuff like that? This is what the NFL is turning into. Josh Allen kind of does the same thing too. He's just a little bit more of a beefier quarterback. He runs, Pat Mahomes runs, Lamar Jackson runs. They all run. Your pocket passer, Baker Mayfield, trash. Trash. I don't care what anybody says. He's
Do you
trash.
realize you look a little like Baker Mayfield, Balin?
No.
A little
No way.
bit. A little bit.
Baker wants to look like me.
Well, maybe he looks like you, but you guys look alike.
Listen.
Hey, Kurt, what's your
Here's the bigger controversy: cramps or the shits.
No, cramps.
He said no to number 2. He said
No,
he came out and
it was-
said no.
Listen, it was cold out. His body temperature's super high. We all played sports before. It happens. Cramps happen when your body's warmed up in a very cold environment. It happens all the time.
The true story, which I believe, because I work in the medical field, the guy had COVID and he's not asymptomatic. So he had the 10 days where he said he did nothing but sleep. Fatigue hit him hard. Cramps, like John said. They keep him, he wasn't coming out. I give him all the credit in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't coming out if McSorley didn't get hurt. But I will say this, and I'm going to let Kurt go. I don't want to take up any of your time. McSorley would have won that game, just like Lamar Jackson won that game. That Browns defense was not stopping anybody. Okay, I can tell you that right now. McSorley was driving them down the field.
Now, Bob Caputo is asking a question, Kenny, and can I answer it, Kenny, for him?
Sure.
Because his question is, and I guess this is going to Beelan, he's saying, so the day of the pocket passer is a thing of the past? You know what, Bob? For him, for Mr. Beelan, yeah, because you know what? Mr. Beelan likes the excitement, likes the running around. But this is Kenny, what reality is, okay? And I hope Coach Breslin's still on, all right? You heard about and Briggs said this every time on this show, and he's right. Smartest people in the room, defensive coordinators. The Wildcats here. How are you going to stop it? They stopped it. The Tebow offense is here. How are they going to stop it? They stopped it. The Colin Kaepernick zone read. How are they going to stop it? They stopped it. You know what, Bob? To win a championship, you have to be a pocket passer. Here's the thing, and I showed you guys the post.
I cut you off real quick?
No, hold on. I showed you the post. 2 years in a row. Okay, 2 years in a row. The Titans last year went to a straight zone defense on them. Never played man. Zone man means you run away, you cover your guys, he gets loose, and he's gone. They went to a straight zone defense, basically telling him you're not going to run around, you're going to throw from the pocket, you're not going to run around. And you know what? He shit the bed. 2 years in a row. That same defense, 2 years ago, that Charger defense went up to New England. Okay? Brady started 23 for 24. It was 28-0 before you went and got Tostitos because he ate that zone defense up. He can't play. In the playoffs, you're going to see a different game plan. They're going to take away his running. He cannot. I don't care about he threw 80 from start to finish, from start to finish, he is not a pocket passer. Pocket passers wins championship. No running quarterback has ever won a Super Bowl. I don't want to hear Mahomes is athletic.
Finish up, let John go, and then Coach and Bobby can finish it off.
Coach, real quick.
I was going to help you, John.
Would you consider Patrick Mahomes a pocket passer?
They all want to be pocket passers.
But is Patrick Mahomes a pocket passer?
No.
Okay. He won a championship last year. He's not a pocket passer. Let's make that clear, okay? And I love Coach Breslin, but defense does not win you championships no more. It's the offense who wins you championships.
Name the team that won it. What team won it?
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Let's see this. You want to remember Super Bowls, okay? 31 points the championship team won, okay? The year before that, New England only scored 13. Okay, maybe defense won. Philadelphia scored 41 points in the Super Bowl. New England scored 44 points in the Super Bowl. So what defense is winning
Okay,
championships?
time out. I gotta cut him off, Kenny. I gotta cut him off because he's totally incorrect about this.
No more cutting off after this. I
Okay,
gotta let
last one,
Bobby
but I'm
get
gonna
his
I'm gonna
verdict.
correct him on this. Okay, in the past, I don't know, 20, 25 years, these have been the best, and I'm talking about defense offenses at the time. The K-Gun offense in 1990. Remember? Oh my God, Jim Kelly, look at that offense. Belichick's defense beat him. Okay? Number one. Number two, the Rams of greatest show on turf. Here they go. Belichick's defense beat him. 2013, the best statistically offense right on that wall. 55 touchdowns, over 5,300 yards passing. They went into the Meadowlands right there, got the shit kicked out of them. 43-8. Legion of Doom, shut them down. Last year, Mahomes, here we go. You know what? That Niner team shut him down for 58 minutes. He made plays those last 2 minutes because how great he is. But it wasn't. So where does defense not win championships?
Kurt, I'm going to use Coach's team for example for last year, okay? And Coach can verify this. You ready? This is the playoff games that the Chiefs went through. The Chiefs won 51-31.
Okay.
First? They beat the Titans 35-25.
Okay.
And then they beat the 49ers 31-20. What defense is in those 3 games?
What defense?
Just enough.
What defense?
Just enough.
How about Aaron Rodgers last year going into San Francisco?
Change it. What defense won that?
Well,
what defense won that?
They scored 17 points in the last 3 minutes?
Because of offense, because of Patrick
Mahomes. Bobby, what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
That's why.
No way.
I'm a bit old school. I think to me, defense wins championships.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It's kind of hard to compare the Giants' first 2 championships. I think it's a different era back then. I think there's a constant revolution of football that goes from running backs being strong, O.J. Anderson, right, in a 91, to a receiver being, in the high-flying offense. So I think it's all in cycles. And right now, I think you have to have a little of both.
My argument, Jim and John, and I agree with Bobby. I agree more with Kurt, but the argument was Lamar Jackson. Mahomes is in another world of his own.
Right.
There's no defense stopping that guy.
Right.
Our argument was going to be Lamar Jackson. I honestly think a top 10 defense in the playoffs is going to stop Lamar Jackson.
Totally
I agree with that. I agree.
Totally shut him down.
But this,
Hey, let me just
twice. Steelers already did it twice.
Look, listen to me. My last thing, and Coach can have this. My last thing is Kurt saying, "Oh, they stopped him." Listen, okay, but it's 2 sides of the field. Okay, that game against the Titans, he crushed them. 350 yards passing, 150 yards on the ground. And you know what? They couldn't stop Travis Henry on the ground, okay? It's also a defensive game, not Lamar Jackson's part. Lamar Jackson did his part. The defense didn't do it. Plain and simple.
But
Lamar
John,
Jackson,
it was 28-6 and then he had all the garbage yards.
What happened with Tom Brady in the Falcons game in the Super Bowl? They were down by 28 points and won the Super Bowl. What is that, all garbage time to you?
No, they actually blew the game.
Is that garbage time to you?
No.
Or is that then Lamar Jackson's stats is not garbage time.
let me just give you guys a second. Hold on.
Hold on.
The
Patrick
argument we'll have,
Mahomes.
guys, is we'll see what happens with the Ravens.
Kenny, I got a comment. Kenny, Stephen Waldman said Patrick Mahomes' pocket passing rating last year was 134.2. I guess that's a pocket passer, right? Last year?
Mahomes is in a world of his own.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question, and just hear me out.
Mahomes is a pocket passer. He's a rollout
everything.
passer.
He's everything.
Mahomes is in a different league.
Let me throw the cheaters on so I can look real old here. I just went down the list, right? We have all the quarterbacks. What do all these guys have in common? Ready? Listen to this. Matt Ryan, Andy Dalton, Stafford, Rivers, Kirk Cousins, Roethlisberger, Brady.
What do they all have in common?
Would they be considered looking at the rest of the list, those guys would be considered pocket passers, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Kirk Cousins, Phillip Rivers, Matt Stafford, Dalton, and Matt Ryan. Are they considered what's left? Because when you look at the rest of the list, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Bridgewater, Mayfield, Drew Lock, Deshaun Watson, Mahomes. You know what? You see where I'm kind of going here? Like, you know what? I mean, when you just give the list a quick eyeball, there's only probably like 8 guys that you would consider pure pocket passers. The way the NFL is set up now, Russell Wilson, Tannehill, you know what? Sam Darnold, Jalen Hurts getting the start. These guys are on the move now.
Right,
And
but
that goes
Russell
to what
Wilson,
Bobby said.
Russell Wilson can do it from the pocket.
I think every quarterback wants to do it from the pocket. I don't think there's a guy in the world who doesn't want to take a 3-step drop, sit here and be able to survey the field. It's when you take that 3-step drop and you got to run, and your first thing is you got to scramble and move out. I think, once again, having the ability now in the NFL, because these defensive players are so big and so fast, that when you take your 3 or 5-step drop or whatever you're doing out of the pistol, is probably 3, right, Kurt?
Bob, yep, 3. And Bob Caputo's saying, but here's the difference. They roll out when they have to. Meaning,
Sure. I think, you know what? But
there's a difference. See,
are you, Kurt? Well, just let me finish. And I guess this is my point. Are some of these guys getting out of the pocket because their offensive line sucks?
Yeah.
You know, or some of these guys, like they're hyped, they're going, all of a sudden, boom, they're getting out of the pocket because they have to. I don't think
the
they
difference
want
is
to.
the difference is
Kurt,
with Baltimore,
here
and
you
this
go.
is where I agree with Kenny. The difference is Baltimore basically is running a high school college offense because that he can't do the professional thing. And I give Baltimore credit, because if they put him and said, we're not going to run this gimmick offense and you run it, he probably would be benched in 3 days. He can't. The thing is, it's not sustainable. You cannot win like that a Super Bowl.
But they knew what they were getting, Kurt.
Oh, no,
When they
of course
drafted him, they knew what they were
right.
getting. It's like
Right.
a woman who says, I'm going to marry this guy and I'm going to change him. That never
I'm
works,
gonna-
No, right.
right?
I'm gonna light Kurt's eyes up with this one. I live down here, so I hear the local talk through news, through newspapers, through articles. They said when Lamar Jackson's rookie contract is up, it is not out of the question that they move on from Lamar Jackson.
Hey,
You have to.
Here, you want to hear another stat about Patrick Mahomes last year?
Love it. Give it to me.
Split attempts on passing last year, 255 attempts under 2.5 seconds from the pocket. So he's getting the ball out too quick. You can't consider yourself a pocket passer because you're getting the ball out within 2 seconds.
Right,
A pocket passer is somebody that's sitting in there, moving around, Peyton Manning type stuff. 2 seconds?
Right, but I'm saying is,
You like the
but-
ball, you throw the ball out of your hand already. That's
Right,
not
but-
pass.
I
right,
think I
but
know
to
what
do
Kurt's
that,
saying.
John,
You
you
can
got to
do it if you
understand and
need it.
read the defense and say, like, Lamar Jackson's like, first read ain't open, run. Like, they're actually setting them up and saying, we're running quarterback power, quarterback counter. Like,
But wasn't Patrick Mahomes even the one who said, he goes, I think it was even last year, he goes, I didn't even know half of the playbook. Or
of
I
course, right. But I'm saying is he can do
So
it.
what are you talking about? Your stud quarterback comes out and says, I don't even know how to read defenses.
But he can throw from the Lamar Jackson is getting it from play. Again, it's the same thing with the Ohio State quarterbacks. Me and Kenny talk about it all the time, and it's like the Justin Fields thing. Justin Fields is
No,
looking
because what
one
happens in
quarterback.
the
Here we
NFL,
go.
Kurt, what happens in the NFL, and the Baltimore Ravens are doing a great example of it, is you draft Lamar Jackson and you run your offense around Lamar Jackson, okay? You can't put Lamar Jackson and then say, hey, I'm going to go put you with Bill Belichick and we're going to decide to go run pocket with you all day.
Right.
He's going to be terrible in the pocket. So the Baltimore Ravens are doing exactly what they're doing.
Of course.
Cliff is
Right.
doing exactly what he's doing with Kyler Murray. This is what the NFL is for. It's an offensive game. It's not defense anymore.
Right, but I'm saying is it does not win championships. That's my point.
Kurt, let's end this one with, I'll ask one simple question. It's a yes or no answer for everybody. I'll start with Bobby, Jim, Beal, and Kurt.
Moderator.
Bobby, are you taking Lamar Jackson as your quarterback over Daniel Jones? Or to be your franchise quarterback on the Giants?
You shouldn't be thinking about that.
Or are you getting a quarterback in the draft? or free agent.
Just be clear. Once again, I'm sorry, Kenny. Are we taking Lamar Jackson over?
What we
Yes,
have,
for you, Jim, if Mahomes wasn't there, are you taking Lamar Jackson to run your team?
Once again,
I'm
that's
thinking about it hard. So that's
no. It's a tough question only because I think Kenny, like, not to
no money involved. We're not talking money,
No. It has nothing to do with it has to do with system. Like, you know what? If I'm running a system that Lamar Jackson can fit into, then okay, then I draft him. But if I have to overhaul everything I'm doing to fit him, because I know what he does.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it depends on the system because look at the hard time Daniel Jones is having because we were so entrenched with Eli Manning's system of a pocket passer.
Mm-hmm.
And right now there's like that weird transition where Daniel Jones has a great game here and then 3 awful games afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're right. I agree with what Bobby's saying. It's when you try to pigeonhole somebody or do that. Hey, Kirk, going back just real fast to what you said before. What's happening in the Raiders or the Ravens quarterback room? Are they saying, Lamar, they have to be telling him work through your progressions, or are they telling him look for your top guy because you don't have any good receivers? If Hollywood Brown's not open, run.
you know what? I think they're probably trying to do the right thing. And like you're saying is first progression, second progression, third progression, but he can't do it. So it's like.
I think he can or he just doesn't because outside of Hollywood Brown and Andrews, the tight end, they don't have anybody.
I just think he can't do it. He's done that because I just think I've always been to especially like coaching on the high school level where as much as you want to teach somebody, you want to win also, right? So when I'm just better and I'm faster than everybody on the field, I mean, or if Beelan's my quarterback, what am I going to tell Beelan? Go.
Yeah,
Run away. And then in college, what do they tell him? Go. But in the pros, the problem is when he does it.
Kurt, if you're an offensive coordinator in high school and you have a kid that who can run quick as hell, you're going to tell me you're not going to use his feet in high school?
No, but John, in high school it wins.
You're going to use his feet.
In college it wins. In the pros, the problem in the pros is you're going to have. And the problem is when he's in high school, he's better than every faster than defensive player. In college, he's probably faster than half.
But what's the problem with Lamar Jackson? Lamar Jackson wins every single year. You don't say nothing about Baker Mayfield.
But not in the postseason, John. It's a different animal in the postseason.
The first year he was a rookie. In his first game. 7 games into the season, and he's been thrown into a playoff game.
But John,
okay?
what I said to you,
I have an interesting scenario here, real quick. I think it'll be the ultimate end to this this segment. Crazy. I'm curious to know what is Coach Six top 5 quarterbacks if he didn't have Mahomes. He already has the top of the top of the hill. Now, Who did he want aside from say Mahomes pulls an Andrew Luck and retires right now? Okay. Coach, who would you want as your quarterback?
Good question.
If you're coaching a team, you're Andy Reid. What's your top 5 quarterbacks?
And Mahomes did Andrew Luck and retired like right now.
Well, my first thing that I would have to look at is who would best fit into the style of what Andy Reid runs. So if you had to say that right now, guys, what's Andy Reid's offense?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. You know what? I think he would best fit what Andy Reid does, followed probably by Rodgers. Putting, things that I would feel comfortable with. You know what? Those 2 guys right off the bat. Because you see the offense that he has. You know what?
Murray.
We don't run the ball as much as we should. We have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who should be consideration for Rookie of the Year. We got Le'Veon Bell, who's still, priming the engine, getting himself ready. We don't even run the ball that much. You know what? I mean, if we had to, God forbid, if Mahomes comes down and we got to go to Chad Henne as our backup quarterback, I think we could have a running game. I wish we'd practice it a little bit more because I don't want it to be all of a sudden thrust upon us. But you have to look at who fits your system. Lamar Jackson, I don't think would work under Andy Reid.
See, that's the thing. See, Jim, you just hit it on the head. Lamar Jackson isn't going to work there. He's not going to work in Denver. He's not going to work in the Giants. You have to fully commit to that offense because he can't handle the West Coast. He can't handle this. He can't handle that. He has to run that. And that's why, in my opinion, I can't commit. That has never won. So why am I going to commit to that?
Kurt, let me say this. He's the only quarterback on this damn list of that we put in that has zero talent around them. What did Kyler Murray do last year?
I don't want to hear that.
Shit the bed last year. You know what they did? They went out and they got Hopkins, and you know what? He's better, right? What did Josh Allen do last year? He was not that great. You know what they did? They traded and they got Stephon Diggs. And what happened? He's a much better quarterback, right? Okay, that's what happens when you have talent around you.
Kenny, I got one more point. Kenny.
My argument, Kurt.
That's a great point.
Please.
My argument is
Stop that.
we all watched the game.
Stop that.
We all watched the game Monday night.
These guys got so.
So wait, hold on, but Kenny, hold on. I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you for one more second.
Let me get my point in. We all watched the game Monday night. I personally don't like Lamar Jackson. Okay, I give him all the credit in the world for coming out and doing what he did.
I do too.
Again, I said I believe McSorley would have won that game. That defense was so bad Monday night. But I'm not taking anything away from Lamar Jackson. My point I'm making is when they did get into field goal range, you knew the game was on the line. You knew Tucker wasn't missing that field goal.
Right.
My point is, I don't have that confidence if I need 7 points that Lamar Jackson's going to get me that touchdown.
No. Let me ask, but two things. One, and we got Beelan asked me about a coaching question, and I'll answer it like this. In high school football, the best thing, honestly, if you think about it now, is do the old Wildcat. You know, put your running back in the backfield, okay? Now I have 10 blocking. It's my 10 versus your 10, and my stud athlete versus that unblocked safety. Perfect. You know what? It works. Basically, that's what Florida did with Tim Tebow. That's what they did. Mm-hmm. Dan Mullen ran it. Line them up, run Tebow. 4-4-4. Does that work? Wait, hold on.
Why was Tim Tebow so bad in the NFL?
But wait, does that work? Why?
Why was he so bad?
Because that running stuff doesn't work. He's got to throw the ball.
No, because the offense that he was in, they wanted him to stay in the pocket.
I think
and he's not that type of quarterback. That's why he failed.
No, but John, they led the league in rushing.
I think we got to move. Let's move on. We're getting late. About 15 minutes.
He's a running quarterback.
15 minutes before 10 o'clock, so I think we need to move on from this debate.
All right, no, Kenny, last question, real quick, Bobby, real quick, last question. So Lamar Jackson comes up next year and says, I want 5 years, $200 million. Are you giving it to him, Bobby?
Nope.
Kenny, you?
No, and I think, I think he may not be a Raven when his contract's
right.
up.
There's no way I'm giving him 5 years.
I'm giving it to Josh Allen, though.
I'll give it to Josh Allen, too.
Mark this down. Mark this down, this date. It's either Lamar Jackson or John Harbaugh will not be there when Lamar Jackson.
Okay, so right now we got 2. Hold on. Jim, how about you? 5 years, $200 million, 40 a year.
It's ridiculous.
Are you doing it?
It's a lot of money. Like you said, it always ends up going back to money and how much you want to pay somebody. And we all know it's about performance. And I'm going to go back to John brought up a great point before: maturation and weapons.
Look,
the coach in there,
all these
Josh Allen matures. They get him a weapon that he needs, and away you go. Now you look at Kyler Murray. They went out. They got Fitzgerald. They got Christian Kirk. They got Hopkins. They got Kenyon Drake in the backfield. And
Chase Edmonds.
You all pick them to be whatever, and they're 7-6. Is that working? That the 7-6 is going to tell me no, it's not working. So once again, I think each situation has to be looked at individually. You have to look at the system. You have to look at the quarterback, the coach. Is it working?
Okay, so 0 for 3 though. John, would you give him 5-200?
It depends, because you know what? The NFL, this is how I think about how you give out contracts. That dude is going to bring a lot of people into the stadium as well. I think of it as a businessman as well, okay? As a business owner, you have one chance to win a Super Bowl at the end of the day. Also, you have to make money for your team too. So if I'm a business owner, yeah, I'm going to shell out the money for that guy, because you know why? He's 27 years old. He hasn't, because he lost one really playoff game that he actually crushed. And now you're telling me that he has to win every game by 40 points because the defense can't stop anybody. So he has to score 40 points for your team every week, right? To start to be good in your book, right? And every quarterback on this freaking thing that you mentioned, only 2 or 3 of them don't have weapons. Okay, they don't have weapons. Every
I'm just gonna-
damn quarterback has a weapon on here.
Not to
put
disagree
a
with you, John.
second wide receiver on that damn team.
Not to respectfully disagree, only because I live down here. The fans down here are ruthless, kind of like Yankee fans. They turn on people fast. And, we'd rather have Flacco. You know, Flacco got us to the Super Bowl. A lot of fans are starting to turn on Lamar. I'm just saying that.
That defense won that championship. Flacco didn't win nothing. That defense won that championship.
Oh, I know. I don't disagree with you there, John. I'm just saying.
There are so many. You know what? You guys are right, hey Kenny. There are so many variables. If your offensive line stinks and you have to get out and run, that turns you into a running quarterback, throwing on the run. If your defense is horseshit and you got to put up 40 to win, you're going to be judged on your wins and losses. But that shitty defense has nothing to do with how good you are as a quarterback. So we look at all these things, and I know our friend over there with the Christmas tree gets real assy about these things, and he's right. You know what? Is it stats? Is it this? And who are they going to attack? They're going to attack the person who makes the most money.
Right, but Jim, I guess this is the
All
question.
joking aside, Kurt, all joking aside, and Bobby will agree with me, the last 4 weeks, Daniel Jones was the best quarterback for the Giants since Eli, and best quarterback ever. We got our quarterback. Now this week, the Giant fans are turning on him again. Hey, I think they rushed him back.
But Kenny, this list right here, you look at Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill was nobody, right? Until he got what? A.J. Brown. And how much of a beast is A.J. Brown? If he didn't have A.J. Brown, the Titans are nowhere near where they're at right now.
Right,
nowhere.
But Jim, you know what, Kenny? I'm sorry.
How's Baker Mayfield doing without his people?
But Jim made the best point where he just said, "Is it the running back? Is it the offensive line?" See, here's the thing, and I don't care what anybody says. I diehard Bronco fan. That game versus Kansas City 2 weeks ago, that defense basically played them as good as you could play them. They said, no over the top, none of this. We're going to take this away, take that away. But he made every play. He made every play. Here's the thing. Hold on, Beelan. I'm sorry, real quick. And you could disagree with me if you want. Any defense in the NFL, you could take the Jets right now. The Jets could turn around right now, play the Ravens tomorrow, and say, we are going to take away you, Lamar Jackson, running the ball. They could do it, okay? Now, so Jim, my question to you is, when a defense does what Tennessee did last year and say, we're taking away the run, we're going to play in a zone, we're going to keep you in that pocket, you're not going to be running around. You're staying in that pocket, and you're going to have to read 1, 2 to 3. Do you have confidence, Jim, that he can do it? Because I don't.
Who?
Lamar Jackson. I don't.
No, and we talked about that before, with him not working through his progressions.
He can't do it.
If you're saying the thing I think I disagree with you with is I don't know of anybody outside of Darrell Green who retired that could keep up with this guy when he decides to run. If they're going to put a spy on him, who's gonna the linebackers can't do it. You'd have to put like another safety in there.
Right, right. That's what they did. They played a nickel and played zone, and they had like 2 spies. And again, he's going to get 5-6 yards, but they're not. They're going to take his away of. Okay, I don't see it. I want to run. Defenses could take away anything you want. Defense takes away anything you want.
Patrick Mahomes, for example, and Coach can definitely agree with this. And I know he definitely will. Every week, you have to rely on Patrick Mahomes to score you 35 points, or they're losing that game.
Correct.
And what does that tell you? No effing defense in the NFL. Kenny, next subject. Let's go.
Well, the Chiefs' defense is what won them the Super Bowl last year.
35 points you have to score a game to win championships. That says it's an offensive type of game, and there's no defense in the NFL. Sorry, Coach Breslin. Sorry, Kurt. You're going to be done for the next 15 years.
Real quick, because I forgot to do this because Lamar Jackson took over. Real quick hitter. If Trevor Lawrence was in the playoffs this year, where is he ranked on your list? I'll start
15.
Say 17, and you guys can argue with me when we're done.
No, 15. Move on.
I'm going 7. I'm going 7 right after Drew Brees.
Out of your fucking mind.
Bobby and Jim?
Not even on my list right now because he's not a pro.
Thank you. That's my argument. He hasn't even touched the game. What do you think, Bobby? Sam?
I mean, look how many great quarterbacks were in college who did poo-poo in the NFL. No,
It's-
not on the list.
the road is long and very dirty, right, Bobby?
Yeah.
How do you put him 7, Kurt,
And
when he hasn't thrown a
what
pass
happens,
in
Bobby? Bobby, you know what happens with all those quarterbacks? They get drafted on shitty teams. They don't bring any talent in, and they don't help the quarterback. So you know what's going to happen? If the Jets do that and they don't have anybody, he's going to fail. And then in 3 years, I'm going to laugh at. I'll like it because I've suffered enough with the Jets for the past 20 years. Okay, I'm going to go to Kurt's house every single Sunday, honking the horn. Trevor Lawrence.
John, I'll tell you this. By the way, Paul Mulvaney's checking in saying, Kurt Valente, you'll enjoy the Knick game tonight. I got it right here on the iPad. I saw, came back from a big deficit. Emmanuel Quigley did good.
No.
But John, Kenny, let me answer him
You
real
know
quick.
what, John? In 4 years, he'll be Denver's quarterback, failing in Denver.
Kenny, let me answer him this, okay? Because, again, everybody on this panel, I did it for 18 years with that guy. That position was never a problem. For 4 years, Manning came in, never a problem. You and Bobby, for 15 years, Eli Manning, never a problem. Jim, I'm so jealous of him right now. For the next 15, never a problem. When you get him, Beelan, it's never going to be Sam Darnold. Who are you going to get? It's done. Done for 15. Spend the money, play, get defense. You're going to get, listen, you can get
my
Tim
question-
Patrick's. He's going to
My
make
question for
average
Kurt-
receivers studs.
My
Average
question for
receivers
Mad
studs.
Dog, Kurt. My question for Kurt is Trevor Lawrence on this year's Jets team, this year's Jets offense.
Gotta hear this.
How many wins?
On this year's Jets offense,
Yep.
4, 5.
The hell am I gonna do that for the next 5 years?
Oh, but you're saying that. But next year, Kenny, they got $50 million. You're saying this year.
This
Yeah.
year's
Oh,
offense.
5. They'd easily win 5 games with him this year.
They have no defense next year. They got to get some defensive players. So you're looking at a 4 or 5 win team next year, realistically.
Yes, but it's going to
Great.
go from 5 to
This is
like
very exciting.
11, 12 in year 3, because that's what those guys do. Elway, Manning, Andrew Luck, they did it. That's exactly what they did.
He's either going to be. You're either going to be 100% right, or he is going to completely.
Okay,
shit the
Jim,
bed.
Beelan's not going to know this because he's younger. But I'm going to read you some names, Jim.
Byron.
86, 87, and 89.
Woo!
Vance Johnson, Mark Jackson, Ricky Nattiel, Sammy Winder, Bobby Humphrey, Orson Mobley, Clarence Kay. Any stars?
No, they just caught the ball.
John Elway made those guys. Made them.
And you know what, Kurt? And this is the thing. Guys of my age, right, don't even know even one of those people. Because you know why? Because no one cares. Who cares they caught the ball? They didn't catch the ball 80 times a year, 90 times a year. No one knows those guys.
John, do you know how bad Denver's defense
John,
were those years?
we had Stephen Baker on a show, Kurt. I agree with John.
How many
The game was different back
guys
then.
Hall of
Kurt.
Famers?
Stephen Baker said it perfect. Like, they had 30 receptions that year,
Okay.
to receive.
But so this is my last and I'm not going to say this until playoff season. Okay? And not even the first round of playoffs. I'm talking about I don't want to see the Arizona Cardinals against the Rams. I'm talking about when the big boys play. When the big boys play. They're not going to run the ball and play defense, John. It's going to be Packers Saints 48-45, or is that game going to be 20-17?
It's gonna be super high.
No, it won't. No,
yes,
it won't.
it will.
No, it won't.
Coach, and guys, I'll say this to Kurt right now.
No, it won't.
Saturday, 4 o'clock, or Saturday, 7 o'clock, I don't want to see in the stat line 24 for 52, 340
You will.
yards, 2
You will.
touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I don't want to see that. I want to see 38 for 42, 38 for 45. If he's so good like you're saying, do it on Saturday.
Kurt, is this his signature game, Kurt?
You know what? Yeah. Well, I mean, he won a national championship as a freshman, but yeah.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah.
right now, as a draft eligible player, is
Yes.
this his signature game?
Yeah, because you know why? You know what? He didn't play good versus LSU last year in the national championship game. He didn't.
Oh, I wonder
He
why.
didn't have a great
What
game.
does that tell you, Beelan?
But I'm going to tell you this: he's going to light them up. And you know what? You have to think about it. They had a
forbid.
freshman.
You hope.
Jim.
You hope.
Jim, they had a freshman quarterback. Okay, a freshman quarterback.
I know.
At Notre Dame, at their building, and he put up almost 50.
And
I've
their
got
best
quarterback.
defensive coordinator in football, those were your words,
Yes.
was not able to stop Notre Dame's
No,
offense.
but Kenny, and again,
But
I'm not an
Louisville's
excuse.
defense was able to.
Kenny, I'm not
But
an excuse
Louisville's
guy,
defense was
but I'll
able.
tell you this, Kenny, they were missing 4 or 5 legit starters. They're not. Listen, Notre
team
Dame.
has got
Notre
20
Dame. Kenny.
that
Notre
team's got
Dame ain't
30
scoring 48 points Saturday. I can tell you that right now.
Kurt, don't go there. That team has got 25 to 30, 4 or 5 star recruits on that team.
Okay.
4 guys down is nothing. They're 15, 16 deep on the defense. Losing 4 guys is nothing.
This is gonna be good though. Like Friday, Saturday.
Oh, awesome!
You know what?
Awesome, Jim.
It's gonna be good. It's good. It's good that
We want to do a quick NBA review real quick. We got the preview. We'll do some predictions
Yeah, we got like 5 minutes. You want to bang them out, Kenny?
real quick.
All right. We don't really need notes.
None of us are really big into the NBA.
I'm big into the NBA. You crazy?
Bobby's a big Nets fan, so he's excited, I'm sure. Durant.
So let's do this, Kenny. You start. I'll
Why
start.
don't Bobby give us a quick Nets preview, and then we'll do some
ahead.
predictions. Well,
I think I was watching that game last week a little bit on one of my iPads. I was watching some football on Sunday. It looks like the Nets' second team is better than the Knicks' first team.
Yep.
Now, I think right now it all depends on. There's one key word that's going to define the Nets season. That's chemistry. So we'll see how it plays out. But I saw like CBS Sports bold predictions said the Brooklyn Nets won't even be a top 4 seed. Come on.
I agree with that because I'm going to tell you why. And that's why if listen, you guys have a 2-year window to win an NBA title. Because again, I'm in, and I argued this with Jen all the time about sports. Now it's no more. These guys are here. You have to win that NBA championship, or this completely failed. It failed. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't want to. Well, they got to. I don't care. When you make a move like that, listen. Manning came to Denver. 4 years. It came down to that Super Bowl. Either everything failed or they won it. They won it. If the Nets don't win the championship, it's a complete failure. And what I would do personally, all those other guys, Dinwiddie, LeVert, ship them to Houston. They're not. That's why the Nets are not going to win. Those guys, you need that. Those guys are not going to hit big shots. They're playing in meaningful games. Spencer Dinwiddie, no disrespect, but I mean, I don't want him down 1. I'm not giving him the ball. I mean, shift him for Harden and take a shot at it for 2 years. Because what's going to happen is, here's what's going to happen. Just like CBS said, they're going to blame this year when they don't win it. They're going to go and say, it's the GM's fault. They didn't make the move. So they're going to fire Marks. Then the next year after that, after they make that move, it's, all right, Durant and Kyrie, they don't get along. That's what's going to happen. And so just do it now. Save this thing. Go get Harden. Get rid of whatever you got to give up. Take a shot for 2 years. And if you don't win it, you're the worst team in the league again. Rebuild and go from there.
My quick piggyback would be, I would be worried about, especially this year with all the COVID, everything that's going on, keeping those 2 guys healthy all year.
Yeah.
That's going to be the hardest thing, I believe. And I could see them, like Kurt said, the chemistry, like you guys were saying, the chemistry might not be there at the beginning, but I could see them having a strong finish if they stay healthy and make that trade by the trade deadline is what you need to do. Because I don't think with the team right now, I don't think you're going to do it. I think you need another guy, which I hate. I hate seeing these super teams. Maybe because I'm a Knicks fan, I hate it. I don't know. I don't know how. If I had a super team, I'd be ecstatic too. Yankees have a super team every year, and it's backfired in the last few years. But
Speaking of the Yankees, though, I think the Nets. What happens to the Nets this year is, they're gonna have their highs of the highs, lows of the lows. As soon as that playoff light comes on, they turn it on.
That's when it matters, though, Bobby. You know, what I mean, it doesn't. Listen, they could be 60-10, but if they don't get out of the second round, it's going to be a bust. And you know what? That's how it should be. They went all in. Hey, they're smart. They should have done that. But now expectations change. People can't go and say, "Oh, we're the Eastern." You know, we won the East. You know, the Atlantic. Like, no, it's going to be failures. Like they fired one coach already. What the Kyrie didn't want the one guy that everybody said, Kenny Atkinson. That's why they're going there. They asked him, you know, Jim, he was no good anymore. Like, who's the next guy that's going to go? The GM, because they're going to say, well, we didn't get more help. But you're going to see it coming. It's the same thing.
I'm a tough guy to talk about the NBA. I used to love the NBA, but then when it made the switch, and this kind of goes back to what John said. You know what? Is it lack of defense or defense not winning, or is it all sports because they want ratings? They push the offense. Why can, like we say in football, you touch a quarterback like that in the face, it's a 15-yard penalty. Yet a running back could take a guy right by the face mask and push him into the ground, or a tight end could just maul a guy. Everything is so focused on the offense. You know what? So that's why I think when we talk about sports, it's more about scoring points, like, you know, because that's what brings people in. Now, bring this back to the NBA. I decided this year, I'm going to give this a shot. I followed the Knicks in the draft. We talked about all these things. Yep. Obi Toppin, this, that, boom, boom. I turned on, I said, all right, I'm going to give it a shot. I turned on the Knicks Pistons the other night, and I'm watching everybody run down the floor. Point guard's got the ball at the top of the key. All four guys spread out. Isolation goes to the basket. Okay. Every shot that goes up, no offensive rebounding. Defense, come on. So I said, maybe it's just me. Then I tried watching the game the other night. Same thing again. It's like they don't come down and run an offense. It's like the minute you touch leather when you're over the half court, the ball's flying up. Just the way the game is transitioned. I'm glad they gave Obi Toppin number one because he looks like a clone of Amari Stoudemire. Like, this guy was the MAC player of the year. But yet when they're playing Detroit the other night, I saw Detroit, their second-round pick out of Villanova, looked like a so much more polished player. So I don't know. It's tough for me to, you know, with the NBA because the game has changed so much. I'll take a good college game with zones and passing the ball and running offenses and stuff like that. That's just my thing. You can call me a curmudgeon or old or whatever, but you know what? I'm trying to give it a shot, but this game is just it's an all about me game. That's for darn sure.
Yep.
Where are your power forward rebounding guys? I mean, John, where are your Oakleys? Where are your Rodmans? Where are those guys who led the year every year in rebounds? Is it because we're taking longer shots? There's longer rebounds. I get it, but the days of pounding the ball inside and those are gone.
Agree.
Yeah.
We got a couple. We're a little over 10 o'clock here.
All right, I'm just
Let's do some predictions real quick.
Yeah.
I'll start with you. We'll do these rapid fire. Give me your Eastern Conference champs.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, and your Western Conference champs.
This is tough. I'm gonna go Clippers.
Okay. Bobby, who's falling asleep.
No. I'm sitting back.
I'm messing you. Give me your champs, Eastern and Western.
I'm still gonna go with my Brooklyn Nets, and surprise upset in the West, Denver Nuggets.
Kenny's
I'm gonna
team.
piggyback right off of Bobby with the Nuggets. I'll go next. That was my team last year. They made a nice little run. I think this year they get a little stronger. And I'm gonna go with the team in green. No more Gordon Hayward means Eastern champs for the Celtics. Feeling.
I'm gonna go with the Raptors in the East, and I mean, until you could beat the Lakers, I'm saying the Lakers in the West.
Fair enough. And Jim.
No, I can't. I'd be a fraud, Kenny, and you're using your own words. If I tried to comment on NBA right now, I'd be a fraud.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No worries. Give me a sleeper team, Kurt.
I think New Orleans is going to be a sleep. Meaning, I think New Orleans has a shot to win a series or two in the West.
Okay, you got one. Just one sleeper team. Okay, Bobby.
Yeah, I see New Orleans.
Feeling.
I'm gonna say Atlanta Hawks.
It's a good one. I like
That's
that.
a good one.
I got one. I'm going to go with the team down here. I'm going to go with the Wizards. I think they're going to get off to a slow start, but I think Beal and Westbrook and Bertans are going to gel nicely, and they may make a move if they got trade deadline time. And I think that could be a nice little sleeper team in the East.
It would be fantastic for the NBA. Honestly, it would be James Harden to the Heat.
They said, you know what though, Bobby? They said they have the great. If they put in Tyler Hero in that package, they said that deal gets done tomorrow. That's who Houston wants. Would you do that, Beelan?
That'd be a fun team to watch.
Beelan, would you do that?
No, because I think James Harden is like the Dan Marino of the NBA. I think he's just a good player. He's never going to win a championship.
I agree. I got a couple more, and then we'll finish this up real quick.
Okay.
How about a bust team, Kurt?
A bust team. I'm going to go with the Nets because not that they're going to be bad. I don't think they're going to get to the Eastern Conference Final. So that's what I'm going to say. No disrespect, because I mean, listen, I'm of course I'm a Knicks fan, but I don't think they're better than Miami or Milwaukee. So I think I'm going to go Nets.
My bust team is going to be the Clippers. I think that they didn't do anything else different this year. They're second to, just like the Mets are second to the Yankees, the Clippers are second to the Lakers. I guess that's my comparison. Bust meaning, are they going to make the playoffs? Yeah, but they're going to be a first-round knockout.
Okay.
Bobby?
Sixers. Same old team. Nets are better. Now we have inside guys to go against Embiid. Before we didn't.
Gotcha.
Now it's going to show.
Beelan?
I was gonna pick the Clippers or and the 76ers, but I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say the Utah Jazz is gonna be really.
That's
terrible.
a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the last two I got. MVP, Kurt. And a dark horse MVP.
My dark horse, I think, is going to be Luka. I'm going to take him as my dark horse. I'm just a little worried that
Dark
they're.
horse. He's the favorite.
Oh, is he the favorite?
Yeah.
All right, then I guess. Yeah, but see, he's going to be on a bad. I don't think they're going to be good this year. Porzingis is going to be hurt. You know, what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Anthony Davis as my MVP. I'm going to go Anthony Davis as my MVP and my. All right, so you want a dark horse? My dark horse is going to be Joel Embiid.
Okay. Mine's going to be, I'm going long shots. My MVP is going to be Jason Tatum. If I'm picking the Celtics to go.
Bob Caputo saying, stay safe, boys. Good night. Thank you, Bob.
Good night, Bob. Tatum's going to be my MVP. If I'm picking the Celtics, somebody on that team's got to carry him. My dark horse is going to be this year's Chris Paul. This guy's going to take the team to the playoffs and carry the team on his back. John Morant is my dark horse.
Good one.
Bobby?
MVP, Kevin Durant. Dark horse. Butler in Miami.
And Beelan.
I'm going with LeBron James MVP or for what's his name? Who's not here? Petro. My dark horse, Damian Lillard.
That's a good one.
Good one.
And then the last one I got, guys, Kurt, I'll start with you. Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year. This is going to be tough. I'm going to go our boy, Kenny. I'm going to go Obi Toppin.
I'll piggyback right off you. I'm going to go Obi Toppin as well. I think we trade Julius Randle and he becomes the starter halfway through.
Can I just say this?
Yes.
Can we please trade Julius Randle?
Yes, please.
Retire number 30 for the greatest 4-year run.
Mr. Bernard King.
Bernard King, who in 1985 averaged 32.9 points a game for our beloved Knicks. The first man of stop, pop, and drop.
Yes.
Number 30, Fort Greene, New York City, Bernard King. Let's put number 30 up in the rafters. That guy kicked ass. If he didn't blow his knee out, he'd be an HOFer.
Love it.
I'm done.
Yeah, Obi's my guy too. How about it, Bobby?
Julius Randle. Get the hell out of
Mellow
here.
ball.
Yep, that was my second pick.
My dark horse rookie of the year, Miles Powell. Kurt.
Really?
He's not even playing now.
I just
got
wanted
in
to
a
hear Bob-
preseason
I just
game
wanted to
then.
hear Bobby's reaction to that. Go ahead, Beelan, you got the last. You got
I'm
the
not
last.
playing a Knicks jersey, right?
Oh, well, I was going to say for Christmas, we should all chip in and buy Bobby a Knicks Miles Powell. That was his boy, and his boy had to go to the Knicks. Ah, it's a killer for him. But, Beelan, who you got?
The last say on rookie of the year.
I'm gonna go with dark horse, but also I would love to see him, but Bol.
Fair enough. That's
All
our
right,
little
so-
NBA.
So,
Preview.
Kenny, that was a great show tonight. Seriously, guys, we argue a little, but it's a great show. And let's do this. Let's give everybody, Kenny, what do you want to give everybody? 30 seconds, last word?
Yeah.
All right, John, Jim, you start us off. Last word, final thoughts.
If there's a God in heaven, I want Kurt to be gargling on some Buffalo Bills. You know what? And it's not because I think Kurt's a bad guy. Kurt is a great guy with a big heart, but I want to see him gargling on those testicles. So you know what? Whatever has to happen to make that happen, God, I don't even want hair. Just make it happen.
Bobby, what's your final thoughts?
This is my week of redemption in our fantasy league. I'm playing against the only guy I did not beat, who beat me twice. I don't know who he is, but it's payback week this week.
Go get him.
Beelan, final word.
I didn't even know we still had fantasy football.
You and I round after week one.
Yeah, me, us too. I think,
by
Beelan, I'm
100
playing
points.
you this week for 10th,
Bobby
8th place.
scored 208. I think I scored 120. I had my worst week.
I haven't paid attention. But no, I'm with Jim, man. I don't even care about the Bulls balls. I just want to see Trevor Lawrence lose, so Kurt can't say anything more positive about him for the rest of the year until he's a Jet.
Mr. Kirkpatrick?
I do want to see Kurt eat Bulls balls. And I want to see Jim pick up haggis for me, black pudding. In
Ugh.
Carney.
I will film myself going into Storts of Carney. You can't beat our meat. There it is.
My
And
final
Kurt-
word is this.
Kurt, when you have to eat it, I'm going to buy you a kilt. So you got to wear a kilt.
All right, I'll agree to that. I'll agree. But last word is this. I got audio tonight. We got audio of one guy. We didn't get the other guy. He's home. Hopefully he feels better. But of one guy saying, no, I would not have paid Jared Goff. So that's a check plus. Here's even the better question, Kenny. On that list, we didn't mention Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz, and Jimmy Garoppolo. Three other guys that people said, pay them, pay them, pay them. So
Those are not playoff people.
what?
Those are not playoff
The
people.
playoff. I
Right,
got
I'm
killed
saying
for
we
that.
didn't even put them on the list. They would be maybe lower than Goff. But
How
no,
about
really.
that? How about Dak Prescott?
I mentioned on the show Monday night I was filling in for. This is going to be a fantastic year for quarterbacks in the NFL. The free agency, the kids coming out of college. It's going to be
Trades.
trades everywhere. Wentz, Stafford, all these guys. Maybe Matt Ryan. I mean, a lot of changing of
Yeah.
the guard here.
By the way, listen to
agree,
this,
Bob.
guys. Kenny, I got not a breaking news, but I saw a mock draft today with the 4th pick in the NFL draft. The Dallas Cowboys select Zach Wilson, quarterback.
That's trouble.
Where did you see this?
Meaning, do you know what the problem is going to be, Jim? I'm going to tell you what the problem is going to be.
Feeling, you know what the problem
No,
is?
they're not, Jim. And
People
this is
like
my
Kurt
this is my
listen to
nightmare,
me.
Jim. This is my nightmare. Dallas isn't going to pay him smartly, and Elway's going to sign him. Elway's going to sign him.
Oh, that would
Oh,
be
my
redemption. I would
God.
buy you
That would be
jersey.
1A.
I would
Watch
buy you.
this.
I would
Watch-
buy
watch
you that
this.
jersey.
Watch this. Watch just one
Watch
person when I
this.
say this. Watch one person when I say this. Feeling, rumor has it, Patriots are knocked out of the playoffs. Belichick's going to tank because he ain't going to want to see Trevor Lawrence for the next 15.
Yes. Yep.
All you got to do is say it, and he believes it. See what I'm
Trevor
saying?
Lawrence.
I can make this story up on the
not
internet.
going down to the Jets.
I can make this story up on the internet, and it'll become a hit. He follows. He listens to all the gossip.
So, Bill, real quick, you're a Jet fan. Do you want Darnold to stay and build around him?
No.
Trade that first pick and get more capital, or is he gone?
No, listen. If you can get Trevor Lawrence and he stays there, I'm drafting him. If you can't, you trade him for the biggest boatload of picks in NFL history, and you go from there. I mean, I'll take Dak Prescott for the next couple of years at $30 million.
You're not sold on Sam Darnold, though, John?
Nah, well, I am, but it's like I feel like he's like 3 years too late. I felt like when he was in the league, maybe the first year, okay, you could have got past it a little bit. The second year, you didn't bring anybody in. The third year, you didn't bring anybody in. So if he does stay, what are you going to do to bring him in? Like, who are you bringing in to help him? They're not. So at the end of the day, so if you get rid of him and, half the other people that are going to be there, so you're going to have like $60-70 million next year again in cap space because they're probably going to get rid of like Henry Anderson and Jameis Crowder's probably going to be gone. And then you build around. Honestly, this is what I would love to do. This is ideal. You draft Trevor Lawrence. You trade your second first round pick for maybe Julio Jones or somebody like that, and you get him, and maybe try to sign Allen Robinson too at the same time. Now you want to talk about Trevor Lawrence having people
Bang,
there,
right, ready to go.
Bang, bang. I don't know what defense you got. You got two solid receivers for this guy to throw to all year. You got a rookie running back. You got Frank Gore back there. I don't care who you have back there.
Hey, you know what this sounds like?
Watch the steam come out of John's ears. You ready?
Ready?
Ready for
Bo
this?
Callahan. Let's draft Bo Callahan. Remember draft day with Costner?
Yeah.
Let's take Bo Callahan number 1. Vontae Mack the whole way.
You ready? You ready to watch Beal flip out? I'm sorry, John. I'm gonna say something that's gonna flip you out. Why do you have all that money?
Because they were waiting.
Because of one person getting rid of all the big contracts, Mr. Adam Gase.
I mean, it's true. I mean, listen, they overpaid for Crowder. Crowder was all right, not anything great.
Kurt, here's Kurt's theory. Trevor Lawrence should be able to pick his coach. What if Lawrence wants Gase to be his coach, Kurt?
Listen, I was wrong for saying I'm not going to say he should pick his coach. My point is what I'm saying is this: you cannot let this guy go. Okay, you saw. Listen, the Colts they didn't work it out with Elway. The Chargers didn't work it out with Eli Manning. Listen, you cannot let that go. Listen, I'm telling you right. You're gonna think I'm crazy. I still believe in Drew Lock, but I'm telling you this right now. If they said to me next year, I'm Denver's GM, I would trade my entire draft next year and the next year's number 1 pick for Trevor Lawrence. He's going to be that. You put Trevor Lawrence on Denver, they're in the AFC Championship next year. That's how goddamn good that kid is. He's so good.
With that.
He's so good. I'm ending it with that.
We'll see it.
So that's it, boys. Hey, enjoy the games Friday. Enjoy the game Saturday. The phones will be blowing up, but it's a great weekend of football. So
your phone's gonna be turned off.
Bobby, please be available next Wednesday night because Wednesday night we get to reveal haggis and Bulls balls.
Let's go, baby.
Next Monday, we just do some singing as well, some Christmas carols. We should all do the,
We'll get Kurt to sing.
Get Kurt to dress up as an elf.
Gobble.
Kurt could be an elf.
Yeah. All right, boys.
Better guys.